Vic Porcelli.
Come on, you're Italian. You understand.
Every day is a busy day all of a sudden.
You talking to me? You talking to me?
Tough and smart, and I love Italian, so, he's definitely Italian.
At least I have this show to come and talk about it and let some stuff up.
What kind of a show are you guys putting on here today?
The Vic Porcelli Show.
Good morning, freedom fighters. Kenny Williams, how are you, baby?
Good morning, Vic Porcelli.
I'm revved up, man.
Yeah, you are.
Today.
Yeah.
We got 4 days off. Everything's cool. And we got a great show for you today. Matter of fact, Ken, I have a little surprise for you.
Oh, really?
A little later. Yeah, we're going to have some fun, maybe 10:25. So we're going to talk to Dawne Luleff and Lily as well about the big Wreaths Across America Vic for Vets event. And we're just waiting to hear how we did. A little levity today. Just very quickly, did you see Caroline Levitt talk to one of the turkeys and say, "Give me a gobble"? And the turkey went, yeah, it was great. She's got like a magic touch.
Very demanding, and that's good to have for a press secretary.
Exactly. The turkeys better wise up. They have been pardoned. So,
right.
Donna Jackson from CFAX, Speaker of the House. Oh man, is he sticking around and going to be in the studio with us?
Yeah, he'll be in the
show
studio
said it great this morning, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
We'll talk to Navy Lieutenant Commander Thomas E. Caldwell. You didn't get a chance to hear him talk and be with us, right? You weren't here the day that he was on with us.
No, I heard it though. I was actually coming out of getting my colonoscopy. Hey, we are full disclosure here, everybody. But I got in the car.
Okay, good. So I'm glad you heard it.
And it was like like 9:06, I remember.
So you heard how fun he was.
Boom. Yes.
So he's going to be with us talking about serious stuff in a funny kind of way. Vic for Vets at 11:05 and the chat box, all that stuff. Dawne Luleff's daughter, Lily, I believe, is going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance today. So there's a flag, there's a flag, there's a flag. You pick. Go right ahead.
I'll pick the one on my right.
Awesome.
Perfect.
All right. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Well done. So we've been talking about Wreaths Across America, and you know what? We talked about this every single day, Dawn, every day. Welcome back to the show, by the way. I'm sorry.
Yeah, welcome back.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for promoting and getting the word out there.
Yep. And it's a big undertaking, You had a lot of graves you wanted to, lay a wreath on. So I guess this is the big moment. How did we do?
We nailed it. Like your supporters, everybody who heard through the station, and Ethan spreading the word even to a couple of corporations that had done corporate sponsorships. I mean, it was all kind of down to the wire over the last 2 or 3 weeks, mostly the last 2 weeks. And the official donation window closes November 28th. So we still have a couple more days.
Right.
But our goal was raising $13,000 to cover 750 wreaths to lay on the 750 vets laid to rest at Bellerive Garden Cemetery in Creve Coeur. As of this morning, we have enough donations and sponsorships to cover 1,194 wreaths.
Wow.
So it's 444 wreaths above our target.
Wow.
Which is amazing. So what will happen, some of those wreaths will be put onto our sheet for next year so that we have some already in reserve, I guess. And I know that some of our leftover wreaths from this year also as well, we'll get those and we'll send those to other cemeteries. If like they run short, we'll have a couple extra on hand just in case. Or
you'll be able to say, yeah, well,
yes,
we've got some extra here. So
we have
here
a
you
couple
go.
extra. And you think about it, cemeteries, like their backlog of their list of veterans only go back to a certain date, right? We had probably 10 families who had veterans buried or laid to rest at Bellerive that weren't even on the list because they've been, they gained their wings that long ago.
Mm-hmm.
So those were a little bit unexpected, but it was great because now we have more than enough to do that.
I'm so happy.
It's basically 160% above what we needed.
Wow.
So it's like, it was a great thing.
I was so nervous. I swear to God.
Me too. Up until the last 2 weeks, I was like, oh God, we're like we were 150 and then like 129 and then this morning, like within this last week. And like I said, one of the corporate sponsors, Marcone, they showed up big time. So they definitely pushed us over.
Something about the listeners of this radio station and this show, a bunch of weirdos, but like us, like Ken and me, and they always come through so patriotic.
They did.
And they didn't want a grave left uncovered by a wreath. Ken,
Nope.
I love these people. So thank you guys for doing that.
And it means so much because we talk about how, up front, of course, it means something because you see it, but the families see it. I mean, we've talked about examples on Vic for Vets all the time. Every week we do an honoree of a veteran. And I always talk about, like, my Uncle Chuck is up here. He's from the 60s when he passed. And in Vietnam. It stays with the family, though. And when you see these wreaths, it just reminds you of people care. It's awesome.
And it's been great to kind of see, like, even some of the families, again, that weren't on the list originally when the cemetery was able to pull the list, and to see how many other families, like, did a direct sponsorship for their family member and that are actually going to be at the ceremony on December 13th. So, like, I can't wait to meet these families.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be a little bit above than what we expected for the ceremony, because we were fortunate enough, weather pending, to get approved for a flyover.
Oh,
We're going to have taps. We're going to have gun salutes.
Wow.
We're going to have I hope I'm saying this right, a 5-shot gun salute. We're going to have Creve Coeur Chief of Police Jeffrey Hartman there to give a short speech. So it's turning into be a lot better event than I could have ever hoped.
so the flyover is happening.
Weather permitting.
Weather permitting.
Weather permitting.
So weather permitting. Lily, are you going to be in one of those?
You never know.
Whoa!
not this year.
No.
Oh.
This is like the official flyover with, like, I don't know if it's going to be a fighter jet or just a civil air patrol type plane. I'm not quite sure the exact airplane, but not this year. But we can always strive for it. We can always put it on our wish list.
So Lily's learning the radio T's.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Learning how to deal with two idiots
is.
like you and me.
Right. You never know, Vic.
So, Lily, how are you? How you doing? How's it going? Tell me about your career.
I'm doing great. Civil Air Patrol's been great, especially with all the fundraising. They've got a lot going on right now, like the Airman Leadership Academy. So
Airman Leadership Academy. Okay, can continue.
So, like, your first 3 ranks when you join, you're an airman. Like, you're learning all the basics, all the courtesies, all that good stuff, and then you can go to the Airman Leadership Academy, and you can get prepared for, like, events like down the road, like our encampment, where that's more intense. There's a lot more standards you have to follow. So I applied to staff for that, so I get to staff now. I'm really excited because
I love it.
they're all just like, they're all just coming in and they don't really know what to expect, and you get to, like, teach them stuff. I'm really excited to see them all.
Now, how does Thanksgiving work for you? Do you get to have family, or are you on duty or anything, or do you get to just be a regular American and have Thanksgiving?
I get to be normal. I get to hang out with my mom.
Fantastic. All right, Dawn. Well, I don't know what to say. I'm just happy that this all happened this way.
Me too.
And I'm
Thank
happy
you.
that you came to us, and I'm happy that we delivered.
Yeah, it's really important for us to expand Vic for Vets and getting involved, and of course, Wreaths Across America. And you said that people can actually still donate, and you want to get them ready to volunteer if they wish as well.
Correct.
So they go to wreathsacrossamerica.org/MO for Missouri 0281P.
How about that?
Correct.
Okay.
And
Got
just
it
make sure
memorized.
if you want to donate, there is a donate button at the top right, and I've realized that we have to specify. You need to hit the sponsorship button to actually donate to our site. The white donate button at the top right goes directly to Wreaths Across America, so that's not allocated to any one cemetery. But the red sponsorship button, and then there's a white volunteer button right next to it, and that's how you can either sponsor directly to that cemetery and our squadron and volunteer with us.
Wow.
To where, like, if you have young kids, what a great way to get them introduced to this form of giving and learning and respect. And, like, we will have the cadets will happily stand side by side with a little one, or even another teenager that or a family member, and help them lay the wreath and make sure it's the right way, say their name as a moment of respect, and salute all at the same time.
It could be the thing in a young kid's life that turns them to a life of patriotism. I know
Yeah,
that sounds
no.
crazy, but it can impact them so
100%.
much.
100%. This event, I think, is going to be a real emotional and sentimental and meaningful ceremony for everybody that's involved, or at least that's my intent. I hope the families feel like, the members that are laid to rest there, that they truly are cherished, remembered, and honored after that day.
I guess a couple nights ago, I saw the movie Patriot again. I love it. I've
Mhm.
watched it probably 10 times, I think. And it just reminded me of how patriotic people were back then and how we may have lost a little bit of that.
Mhm.
But then I see people like young Americans like Lily here, dressed in a uniform. And I'm sure you, Lily, have such patriotic actions, thoughts, everything about you as a young person. What are your thoughts about patriotism today?
I feel like we could have more in like our current world today, but I feel like organizations like Civil Air Patrol at least across America kind of bring that back, because you're putting on this uniform and you're representing, your military in a way, even if you're not, like in the military, because we're just an auxiliary. But it really teaches you that sort of like respect for everything that they go through.
And I grew up, and I'm sure Vic did too, where you had flags out in front of your house. I've had a flag out in front of my house since 9/11. It was a natural thing. But today, you have younger people who don't take civics. They don't understand what patriotism means and actually how fragile it can be.
Mhm. Exactly. And you see so many disrespecting the flag, and it really does take courage to step up and say, yeah, not while I'm standing in this circle. You're not going to do that.
Thank you. You're very good.
Because it's, at that point, then you're disrespecting me at that point.
Right.
And it's one thing to have your own opinion, but if there's a burning of a flag, that's beyond your own opinion at that point to me.
That's very well put, Dawn.
Mhm.
And, patriotism is something that was just so prevalent across the country,
Mhm.
and now it's tough to find patriotic people, I mean, I'm a sicko. If somebody has a flag, you know what I'm going to say, right?
Yeah.
Hung
Vertical.
vertically like this, and I see the stars are on the wrong side, and I start like my skin starts to itch, and I get. But kids used to be. Oh, and one more story. There's a great video that I love. These kids, I guess, live on a military base, and they're riding their bikes, just being kids, and then they play something on the whole base. I don't know if it's the national anthem. I forget what it was, but those kids skidded to a halt. They got off their bikes and they put their hands on their heart, and I was like, "This is patriotism, right?"
Yes.
And you're a great example for Lily. So
Thank
she's
you.
pretty good, right, Lily?
Yeah.
You gonna
The
keep her?
best.
I'll take
Yeah,
that. I'll
forever.
take that. I want this recording when we're done so I can play that back in the future.
Ah, that's great.
When we headbutt on a certain day, I need this.
That's so
Well, I
funny.
recorded it because Lily did the Pledge of Allegiance, so we're going to hear that again sometime. So
Oh, great.
You're famous now, Lily. You're part of the circus.
She'll
late.
fit right in. She'll fit
Yep.
right in.
Fantastic. What's that?
This is a little thank you certificate for the Vic Porcelli Show and
Oh.
NewstalkSTL. And we also brought you some kolaches for breakfast.
You brought food?
So you
Yeah.
guys have
Fantastic.
some things to help make your tummy smile for the day and start it off right.
St. Louis kolache is a
The best. So
enigma, though. You know what I mean?
No,
Like
so
the food
good.
is great, and nobody's ever there. There's nobody ever in the store. It's always empty. Like, what's
I drive by that one almost every day.
is it dark all the time? Or?
No, it's pretty active in the morning.
Is the lot full?
Off and on?
Because the one on Manchester and Baldwin, and there's
DoorDash. That's where those are from.
Ah,
DoorDash
perfect.
was amazing at 7 a.m. I'm like, I got to get ready, but I want some food. So
God bless DoorDash.
I know.
All right, so on December 13th at Belle Reef Garden Cemetery, can anyone go and just spectate?
Anyway, even if you don't sign up to officially volunteer, you guys can still show up. We're happy to have help laying wreaths. We are happy to have people come spectate. The actual ceremony starts right at 11 o'clock because it coincides with Arlington Cemetery starting their ceremony at 12 o'clock.
On the same day?
So,
Oh my God, Wreaths Across America. How stupid am I?
it's the whole day for all across the United States, and everybody will start according to 12 p.m. for Arlington. Everybody aligns with their start date. So for us, that's 11 a.m. here. Other states, it's 10 a.m. or 1 p.m., like however that works. So, yes, December 13th, 11 a.m. If you want to come participate or just spectate, I would suggest showing up about 10:30 so that you can make sure to get a parking spot and find your place.
Where
So
exactly? I'm sorry, Ken. We're going to say something?
Nope.
Where exactly is the cemetery?
it is
Okay.
740 North Mason Road in Creve Coeur.
Okay.
63131, I believe.
Okay.
So yeah, not Bellevue, Bellerive
Right.
Cemetery.
That was somebody else who confused it, by the way.
I know,
not me.
somebody else.
But thank you, Dawn. It's always great to see you.
Thank
Lily,
you.
always great to see you. I love what you're doing.
Thank
I
you.
love that you love your mom because you can see that
Yep.
love in your face. And hey, next year let's do it again.
Definitely.
Yeah.
We'll be here.
And happy Thanksgiving to you and your
Happy
family.
Thanksgiving to you guys too.
Best of wishes to you, Lily.
Thank
Good luck to
you.
you.
And Ken, I'm just so proud of this show and the people who listen to this
I know.
show.
Hey, thank you, Vic Heads.
Everything's a big joke, Vic Heads and all that stuff,
We have
Woosh
fun.
and all that. But they stepped up.
Yep,
You
they
guys
did.
stepped up. So
Thank
thank
you.
you so much. And Ken, this thing that I don't know, I'm not going to be able to talk about it. I may need you to do it.
Oh, okay.
The thing with my father.
Yeah.
All right, lots to do coming up. A little levity. Caroline Levitt, that's next on News Talk STL. Welcome home.
Follow us on Rumble at News Talk STL. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show.
Live and be well.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
We all doing what we can.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate you. Dawn and Lily. And that's, we're thanking the listeners, and thank you so much for doing that. But how about the work they do?
Oh, they do so much work on this. They've been on it all the time. I get emails from them, and I love that when they keep you in the loop. That's one of the most important things about those projects.
Absolutely right, Kenny. So Stan came in yesterday and caused a bit of a ruckus, didn't he?
Yes, he did. It was great for the
foul mouth,
but it was good.
It was great.
It was good.
He is the guy who will save your tree if possible. Because there was something he said yesterday, Ken. Stan said there are people who have an emotional attachment to trees on their property. I believe you have one like that.
Huge, because my tree, Vic, is so majestic. When we moved in, or when we were looking at houses, I went in the backyard. The house really wasn't what we were looking for. That tree made it, and then we made the house into what we wanted it to be.
The tree's like Americana, right?
It was amazing. Yeah.
And if it were to be sick, losing more leaves than it should, a call to Stan at Roots Plus LLC.com, and he'll come out, he'll take a look, do his proprietary nutrients thing.
We're scheduling him to look at it.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And he'll try to save the tree. He's a tree whisperer, and he's funny, and he's a great conservative. Let's say that.
Sir.
So you're doing business with somebody who has the same kind of values as you do. So check out Roots Plus. You can call them at 314-440-3662 or rootsplusllc.com. rootsplusllc.com.
News Talk STL. Always streaming on your smart speaker, our mobile app, or newstalkstl.com.
License number E2014A.
Hey, it's good to see you.
Lights flickering?
Grasser can fix it.
Breaker keeps tripping?
That's a Grasser job.
Outlet not working?
Grasser makes it right.
Old wiring need a rewire?
Grasser rewires with care.
From little fixes to major fixes, we treat your home like our own.
Treat? Did you say treat? Woof.
Green is always Grasser at GrasserHomeServices.com.
Hey, Columbo here for Rockwood Charcoal. Rockwood is made from 100% pure Missouri oak and hickory, so you're cooking with the best and supporting local industry and a local business all at once. There's over 100 area Rockwood retailers. Find yours at rockwoodcharcoal.com.
Craving authentic Cuban flavors? Come home to Havana 1961, where family recipes passed down through generations come to life in every bite. From chef and owner Mama Maria's famous Cuban sandwiches to classic entrees bursting with bold, fresh flavors, we bring the warmth and tradition of Havana right here to Missouri. Havana, 1961, where great food, culture, and community come together. On Main, in St. Peter's, or at Havana1961.com. We welcome you like familia.
Hey, St. Louis golfers, looking for a new golfing experience? Sugar Creek Golf Course was voted the most popular golf course in St. Louis. Book your tee time today at sugarcreekgolfcourse.com and join the fastest growing golf community in town, sugarcreekgolfcourse.com.
Woosh, woosh.
Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. The Vic Porcelli
As
Show.
President Lincoln said,
What, do you have a cough due to cold?
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
All right, our happy Thanksgiving show. Thanksgiving tomorrow. And, Ken and I get a few days off. I could use a couple of days off.
Oh, yeah, it'd be nice.
Yep. Lots going on today, boy. Today's just a very busy show. And again, our thanks to Dawne and Lily for coming up and giving us the great news.
I know, it's awesome.
I was scared, Ken. I was scared. We don't have 1 million listeners. We should, but we don't have 1 million listeners.
It grows every day, but
and to come over the top in the amount of wreaths that you guys bought, I just can't thank you enough.
so thank you, Vic Heads, and everybody who is even remotely involved in it.
All right, Kenny. I think, you know what I think? I think that we could use a little levity.
I just thought it was time to. I just thought we'd have a little levity today.
It's an honor to be here. President Trump is back.
News about today's events and conditions.
I don't know about you, but I don't want my dollars going towards this crap.
A little levity.
77 million Americans voted to elect this president.
You ever noticed that the people who are wrong always seem to talk louder than anybody
I will
else?
hold myself to the truth, and I expect everyone in this room to do the same.
A little levity today.
One would think we paid that guy to say those things because
Right.
he says all the things that we say. And it's just some Farmer Brown somewhere in the country that you found, right?
Yeah.
And he's saying all the right things.
Just the guy said he was actually in the field sitting on a rocking chair and had overalls on and everything on.
Yeah,
He was
right.
very typical.
Yeah.
He said, I just have a lot to say. And he just got on YouTube and started saying it.
Did he say that when he burns down in no-till, he uses Roundup?
He did.
How
Vic.
about that? I knew it.
Crazy.
All right. So Caroline Levitt, I don't know if you've noticed, okay, if you listen to the show for a while, I'm sure you have, that we pick a break every week and do something with the current press secretary for the president of the United States.
Correct.
This is the first one we've liked, the first press secretary that we've liked, because it was Karine Jean-Pierre, and we did Careening into the Abyss. And before that was Jen Psaki, who was just the worst. And that was Psaki Timmy. And so, we're just keeping up with what's going on. Oh, my God.
Yeah, that's Sock it to me. Sock it to me.
Sock it to yourself. Sock it to me, honey.
Sock it to me.
They got a president of the United States. Sock it to me.
Right.
That was Richard Nixon.
And Kareem's was just simple.
And now on the Vic Porcelli Show, the peaceful, relaxing sounds of careening into the abyss.
Then I got to use the joint. That was a really good
That's
thing.
the only reason you did that today, so you can play the joint.
That's all.
Yep. And now we're up to Caroline Levitt,
Yes.
who I love. Absolutely. We even got a chance to talk to her a couple of times before she was made press secretary.
Yes.
And now she's a great big shot. And
No
she-
time for, well, yeah, you can understand though.
No, I can't. No, I can't. All right, Kenny, let's do it. Give me a little levity today.
Well, President Trump, he said he still believes he's a fascist and a despot after they had such a great meeting. Any comment from the White House on that?
I think talk is cheap, and I think that the president is going to judge Mamdani by his actions that he takes to New York. The meeting was positive, as you heard from the president last week, and I think the fact that the president is willing to meet with somebody who said those types of things about him shows that he really is interested in being a president for all Americans, regardless of where they live or who their leader is. He wants what's best for New York. He loves New York City. He helped build the skyline. He spent his whole life there. And so he really wants to see New York do well. And so that's how that meeting played last week.
Another thing I love about her is she doesn't need a binder. You know, she may look down in a couple of keywords here and there, but it's all in her head. She's smart. She's eloquent. She's right to the point on everything. She doesn't mess around. She doesn't do word salad or filibustering when she's answering a question.
Yeah, she has a personality similar to the president of the United States. And the good thing about that is when she delivers her answer, she delivers it like President Trump would. And when she said about Mom Donnie, she didn't mix words, did she?
No.
She said, talk is cheap. I mean, that was right out of the gate, and it's true.
All right. This next cut from Caroline Leavitt is all about peace talks with Ukraine, and Russia. Can give you a little levity.
The idea that the United States of America is not engaging with both sides equally in this war to bring it to an end is a complete and total fallacy. And I saw a lot of misinformation and rumors and allegations against people in this building, such as Secretary Rubio and Special Envoy Wynkoff and the president himself, that they are favoring one side over the other. That could not be further from the truth. I have watched as the president and his team have worked around the clock overnight with both sides on endless phone calls, endless meetings to try to bring this war to a close. And any suggestion otherwise is a complete misunderstanding of the facts. It's coming from people who have no idea what they're talking about, or people who are pushing their own agenda, or maybe people who don't want to see this war come to an end. I don't know. Maybe they're profiting off of it. Maybe they benefit from it in some way, but nobody in this building benefits from war. We want to see this war come to an end. And that's what the president and his team are proudly working to do. And I think the critics should just take a step back and think about what happened with Israel and Gaza. There were a lot of doubters, and we got the hostages out, and this president secured a peace deal that still exists and is ongoing today. So everyone should just respect the work this administration is doing and watch the process unfold.
I'm sorry, she's great. She is absolutely great.
With the other two that we showed, Psaki and Karine Jean-Pierre, when I would get clips from them, it was like, well, I got to stretch it out. Come on, people.
Yeah.
Give us some information.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. This woman here, I have to cut pieces because she gives so much information to the press. And you know what's really odd about this is that Karine Jean-Pierre and Jen Psaki over the years, they would get airtime on the mainstream media like you would not believe it.
Right.
She, who has so much more information, gets not hardly any ever.
Right. And she's telling it like it is. And right now, Ukraine has agreed to the 25-point process to end this war. We got to get it from Vladimir Putin, and Stephen Witkoff, did I say his name? Witkoff, is in Moscow now, trying to get Putin to get on board, and peace over there. That would be great. All right, Ken, let's do another one.
Yeah.
There was I forget who it was, played a clip from CNN, and the guy wouldn't call Pete Hegseth the Secretary of War.
Yeah.
Called him Secretary of Defense. Like, this is what it is now. Do you understand? This is what it don't, it's not the Gulf of Mexico anymore. Sorry. We had to say Mount Denali instead of Mount McKinley.
Right.
And we did.
Right.
For a little while.
Well, they changed the people who were duly elected to this country's leadership, changed the name. So just say what they changed it to.
Right.
That's
exactly
it.
Right. And the White House certainly supportive of the Department of War's investigation into Senator Mark Kelly.
The White House is supportive of the Department of War's investigation into Senator Mark Kelly. And I think what Senator Mark Kelly was actually trying to do was intimidate the 1.3 million active duty service members who are currently serving in our United States Armed Forces with that video that he and his Democrat colleagues put out. Senator Mark Kelly well knows the rules of the military and the respect that one must have for the chain of command, and that all lawful orders are presumed to be legal by our service members. You can't have a functioning military if there is disorder and chaos within the ranks, and that's what these Democrat members were encouraging. It's very clear. And not a single one of them, since they've been pressed by the media, and I'll give you guys credit for that, can point to a single illegal order that this administration has given down, because it does not exist. They knew what they were doing in this video, and Senator Mark Kelly and all of them should be held accountable for that.
They're so evil and they're so deceptive and terrible. I hate them for doing that video.
Yeah, because I don't know if they didn't realize, but there are a lot of dangers there in the words that they used. And I'm talking about people in the military. What if they decided to turn around and come back? What if they decided to not shoot a gun,
orders.
not follow? Yeah, period. I mean, that could put other lives in danger.
Yeah. And Mark Kelly put up his what do you call it, Ken, when you have the little flags and pins on the chest of your uniform? He put them up to show, look, I earned these. And Pete Hegseth was like, you're not even displaying them right. You got your rows out of order and everything else.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you do get reactivated, first thing we're going to do is have a uniform check with you.
Right.
Okay. That's all the time we have for a little levity today.
A little levity.
Little levity.
Have a little levity.
Okay. Ken, at 10:25, I want to take care of a couple of things, if that's okay with you.
Yeah.
One being the surprise that I have for you.
Oh, cool.
That we're going to have fun with. The other thing is I sent you through Messenger, Facebook Messenger, something I'm going to need you to talk about, because I'm telling you right now, I will not get through it.
Okay.
I will not get through it. That's all coming up. And Donna Jackson from CFAC is next on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL. Number one for live and local conservative talk.
Vic and Ken. Vic can make oleo. Ken can't pronounce oleo. The Vic Porcelli Show on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL.
So we have great partners here at News Talk STL. One that sometimes one begets another, and then we got a whole bunch of great clients that we're proud to talk about. And Chris Cooper is certainly on that list. Chris is the guy who will take your finances, your retirement seriously, but you won't know it. You won't know how seriously he's taking it.
Yeah.
But if you just sit there and listen, you'll realize who to leave your money to when you pass away, right? You don't leave it to the government. Who says that, right? I leave my fortune to the government. No, you never hear that.
No.
I leave my fortune to the medical and care community. No. I mean, thank you for your help, but you're very expensive. I leave my fortune to my children or the charity of my choice. That's the way to go. And that's how Chris will help you do that. And Chris has a great way of looking at life, boy. I'll tell you, he'll say, you have to have the retirement that you deserve. Nobody says that. Nobody says you deserve a good retirement.
And in order to get that retirement that you deserve, you need someone that takes care of your finances like Chris, and nobody does it like him.
Exactly right. You're absolutely right. Nobody does it like Chris. And you can hear him on the radio, because Sunday mornings, 9:00, he's got this show called
Fun with Finance. No,
wait,
I'm sorry.
what?
No,
What?
it's not. It is Fun with Finance, but
it's called Serenity Wealth Now. Just happens to be Fun with Finance.
Right.
You trying to change the name of the show?
No.
Okay.
Would never do that.
Stop screwing around. His book is called The New Holistic Retirement. Get it for free at SerenityNowTax.com. SerenityNowTax.com. Serenity Now with Chris Cooper.
Investment advice offered through Fortis Capital Advisors.
Serenity Now!
On the next
Larry Connors USA.
With Larry Connors USA, you get news, analysis, opinion, and education.
Larry Connors USA. Now, weeknights 6 until 8 on News Talk STL.
Long before hospitals had sports injury clinics, Esquire Sports Medicine was already treating and healing those injuries. Esquire chiropractic physicians don't just deal with the spine, neck, back, knees, also your muscular system. You're in a wreck, injured on the job, Esquire's ready. And I know if you're hurting, you don't want to wait. Esquire Sports Medicine sees new patients within 24 hours on Big Bend, just north of Highway 40. EsquireSportsMedicine.com.
Tim Jones and Chris Arps in the afternoon.
Kate Monroe.
I was in the Marine Corps. I don't think people really understand that the National Guard is essentially your neighbors. I mean, this would be like your house is on fire and all the great men and women on your block that are capable of helping you put out said fire, you call the police on them and then let your house burn down. That is essentially what these cities are doing because Orange Man wants to send people to help us. We're going to go ahead and let it just burn down.
Tim Jones and Chris Arps. Weekdays at 4 on News Talk STL.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and I'm excited to bring you the best price ever on my exclusive Gaza Dream Bed sheets. If you're on the front line fighting Hamas, you need the best sleep possible on my exclusive Gaza Dream Bed sheets, made from the finest cotton in the world, grown only in a region between the Golan Heights, the Dead Sea, and the West Bank. My Gaza Dream Bed sheets will get you the great night's sleep you need to kill Hamas terrorists. Order now and get a pair of my pillow slippers to sneak up on those Hamas terrorists. Use the number on your screen and use the promo code SHALOM. Please order now.
Hi, I'm Rodney Wallner.
And I'm Jen Wallner with the Wallner Home Selling Team at Berkshire Hathaway.
Hey, Jen, how do you sell your home for top dollar?
That's easy. Call the Wallner Home Selling Team at 314-810-SOLD.
What if I want a flexible commission plan?
Call the Wallner Home Selling Team at 314-810-SOLD.
What's the best time to sell your home?
Right now, call the Wallner Home Selling Team at 314-810-SOLD.
For all your real estate needs, call the Wallner Home Selling Team at 314-810-SOLD.
That's 314-810-SOLD.
So many ways to listen to News Talk STL. Enable our Alexa skill.
Hello.
Hey, Alexa.
Yes, I'm listening.
Play News Talk STL.
Welcome to News Talk STL, conservative talk radio for St. Louis.
This hour, the Vic Porcelli Show, brought to you by Connor Roofing. You can count on Connor for all your roofing needs. Visit ConnorRoofing.com. That's CONNER Roofing.com. Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show.
Forget about it.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
It's tough to talk on these talks.
I know.
Can we just get to the one little part there?
Yeah.
Hold on tight. Because Betty Lou's getting out tonight.
Yeah.
God, Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band. Holy cow. All right. So this big COP 30 thing happened in Brazil. They killed, 100,000 trees?
Close to that, yeah. And all the displaced animals in there
And
as well.
the animals. I didn't even think about that. And it was just, it was one bullshit show.
Don't you cuss on this here radio.
After the next. And Gavin Newsom was there. And, his war on the poor has gone global. Who can help us out with that? Of course, Donna Jackson from CFAC. Donna, how are you?
I'm doing great. It's always a pleasure to be back.
Always good to talk to you. And this day before Thanksgiving. So, Gavin Newsom, he is the slimiest. Like, he's the guy that you don't even want to stand next to on a train.
No.
You know what I mean? You just want to be far away from him because he doesn't care about anybody. And he proved that at the French Laundry during COVID.
Yeah.
When everybody else had to stay indoors, he wears the mask. He doesn't wear the mask and he goes. Anyway, so what was his deal at COP 30, Donna?
It's so much to unpack there. He was considered the leader of the United States. He came in, and the liberals, just heralded him as this commander-in-chief figure. But the irony, listen, it's going to be my job to make sure this guy doesn't get elected president. I'm going to tell you, because I'm from California.
Oh.
I left there like Harriet Tubman on the Underground Railroad, and so did most of my family members.
That's funny.
California, if you look at the cost of living expenses, they rank number one in poverty. Number one. And that's according to the U.S. Census, and it's because of their environmental policies. The other thing is, African Americans economically rank last behind Latinos in terms of wealth and economic opportunities. He went to COP he went to this conference and signed these memos of agreements with Nigeria on providing transportation, urban transportation. The guy who has the bullet that is 97% over budget, and they haven't laid a single track for 119 miles, but it's now costing the American people $36 billion. And he signs an agreement with Nigeria about transportation. And remember, these are Black people that in his own state are impoverished. Only 10% of African Americans in the state of California can afford a median price home. 90%.
It's unbelievable. No, Nigeria, isn't that where they're killing all the Christians?
Yeah.
In Nigeria?
Yes. And they're killing all the Christians there as well. He signed a memo of agreement with Brazil, Latinos, where 91% of Latino Californians can't afford a median price home and are living in poverty, where one third of the population can't pay their energy bills for, get this, wildfire prevention response, forest monitoring, and emergency management. I mean, the state where 95% of the forest wildfire fires are caused by human activity and gross mismanagement, because they've never done their forest management correctly, and because of it, all of the wildfires in California could 100% be prevented. But they're not, because it's gross mismanagement, and then they call it climate change. But he's signing agreements with Black and brown people, where in his own state, he's actually impoverishing them. I mean, because the only American dream in California is obtainable if you're white and rich. If you're brown and Black, the neighborhoods are as segregated as they were during Jim Crow. And that's because of their environmental policies, where you have the California Environment Quality Act that has created a situation where you can't have the amount of housing that you need in order for people to be sustainable.
You know, Donna Jackson from cfac.org, I hope you stay on the job and keeping Gavin Newsom from becoming president or anything close to that, because I'll tell you, this guy is bad in every way, shape, or form. He's destroyed California. People say, well, you know, prices are higher there because it's California. No, there's no excuse there. He could have lowered the prices down to where everybody else is if he would have made the right decisions. He goes to Cop 30, Donna, and then he acts like, you know, the Democrats prop him up to be, he's the leader of the free world. He's not, because when they go to ask him or have him answer questions about policy for the United States, he can't do it. So like, well, then you're not really the person you were saying you were.
Well, you know, listen to this. Me and my family members, and mind you, we all have college degrees, bachelor's, master's, PhDs, and we moved to other states because we were priced out of the American dream in California. So we're not talking about people who are weed whackers and doing the line. We were pushed out of California because of this. Where are people going to go if he becomes president? Because I could go, my sisters and my relatives can go to Oklahoma, they could go to Texas, they could go to other states. Where are you going to go when he creates these same policies in the United States? Because we're going to be in boats trying to get to, you know, Cuba.
Right.
Because there's no place. We could run to other states. And if he's going to bring the same policies to the United States that he brought to California, I was sitting there thinking, this is really sinister for him to be signing agreements with Black and brown countries when he has purposely, they know, and they knew what they were doing in California when they were creating these environmental policies that were pricing people out of the marketplace. I know a civil rights leader who is liberal, who used $1.5 million of her own money to represent civil rights activists in California to sue because they were saying, look, you're destroying our ability to make a living. You're pushing us into poverty. She won the first one. The environmentalist said that was never going to happen again. They brought multiple cases. She couldn't continue to keep using all her money to financing. And then ever since then, California has been going downhill. I mean, she used $1.5 million of her own money to represent people like the NAACP, the Urban League, Black city council members. I mean, this wasn't one group. She had a whole group. And everything these environmentalists have been doing, they said they know that they're making neighborhoods more expensive. They know that they're making neighborhoods more segregated. I mean, that is their intent. It's a sad state when you pretend that it's an unintended consequence.
Yeah.
But they pretend that.
Yeah.
But they know very well what they're doing. I mean, when they said that, when they did that first, diversity is our strength, and they were using California as a blueprint, I was sitting there thinking to myself, oh my God, you can name a city and I can tell you the color and the group that lives there because that's how segregated it is.
Wow. That's not good. All right.
That's
So
scary.
listen, the Gavin Newsom, governor of California, white guy, and he goes and eats at the French Laundry during COVID when everybody else had to stay home. He does not have any sympathy, can't have any empathy, right? No sympathy for somebody who's truly struggling and looks at him going to COP 30, doing all these things, always on TV. Meanwhile, these people are saying, hey, we're struggling here. We're in your state and we're struggling here. So then, okay, how about the mayor of Los Angeles, Karen Bass, a Black mayor? She doesn't give a damn about these people either.
Not at all.
Well, they pick a certain group of Black people, and I've always said this. They pick a certain group of Black people to be the face of whatever their motives are. But those Black people have no ties to the real people in the community. I mean, it's not unintentional that they picked, a Barack Obama who's, was raised by, I'm not saying anything, but I'm saying raised by his white mother, raised by his white grandparents, went to the most affluent schools in the country, only moved to Chicago to pretend he had some ties to being African Americans. He said he chose to identify as Black and had to actually study Black people to figure out how they act. I mean, he said that, and he said it, but people overlook that. It's a reason why they picked Kamala Harris, the first Indian senator, and then all of a sudden said, well, she went to a historically Black college, and so now we're going to say she's Black. But Indians, if you know, legally are considered to be Caucasians. Every person that they pick is always someone who has no ties to Black and brown people. They purposely increase the cost of gasoline so people got stranded in their house because they can't afford it. The kilowatt hours for electricity and utilities are double, at least double, compared to the rest of the country. Even though the weather is milder, the bills are higher. I mean, all of these things, if you want to suppress people, just make sure that financially they're always underwater.
Yep.
That's the easiest way.
Yep.
All right, Donna Jackson from cfac.org, one of our absolute favorite guests. Donna, you and your family have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and we always look forward to speaking with you.
Oh, thank you. You too. And I always, how you doing?
Come on, give her a how you doing. What are you doing there, Ken?
What am I? I'm slipping,
What's
aren't
the
I?
matter with you?
Hey, how you
How
doing?
you doing, Donna Jackson? Happy Thanksgiving, Donna.
Happy Thanksgiving to you as
All right.
well.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving, Donna, to you and your family.
Very quickly before we run, another thing about California, the rolling brownouts and blackouts.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll bet those happened in the poorer neighborhoods and not in the upscale neighborhoods. You want to bet?
Exactly right. That, and remember, there was no water in the reservoir. I mean, this is just management.
What
This
did
is
they think it
management
was
all
there
the way
for?
down locally? It goes all the way down, Vic.
I can't do this anymore.
No, you can.
Nope.
You should.
Can't do it.
You really can.
No, okay. All right. So listen, Ken, I want to change things up just a little bit. We're going to do Vic for Vets. We have another veteran to honor, as we do every Wednesday at 11:05. But I'm going to save that spot for the thing I'm going to need you to read for me.
Okay.
I'll give it a try, but I'm not going to get through it.
We'll give it a shot.
All right. So that first break at 11 o'clock is going to be
We'll save that guest for next week.
Oh, you're so smart. You should produce
a show,
a radio show. Why don't you do that?
Be right back.
Woosh.
Hi, Sean Long
Woosh.
from STL Fenceworks, and I've got some great news for families thinking about adding a fence or deck. While other companies are struggling with delays and rising costs, our commitment to American-made materials is saving our customers money. Picture your kids playing safely in your perfectly fenced backyard or hosting friends on your beautiful new deck, all while knowing you got the best value for true American quality. Whether you're dreaming of a classic ornamental fence or low-maintenance vinyl, or maybe that custom deck that you've been considering, our American-made materials and expert craftsmanship deliver superior results at prices other companies simply cannot match. This really is the golden time for your backyard project, and we have flexible financing options to make it even easier. Your satisfaction is our passion, and that's a promise. Visit STLFenceworks.com and let's lock in your savings and satisfaction today.
Tim Jones here. I am beyond thankful this Thanksgiving season for God, family, friends, country, and all of you in News Talk STL Nation.
Hi, it's Ken Williams, and for this Thanksgiving season, I'm most thankful for good health for everyone, my family, my friends, and you.
News Talk STL, celebrating family and friends this season of Thanksgiving. Brought to you by Best Buy Flooring, D. Gregorio's Food Products, and Golden Chicken.
Are the days of a personal doctor gone? Not at Body of Health Direct Primary Care. I'm Dr. Randy Tobler to share how our design is putting the care back into healthcare. Plain and simple, our members, not insurance companies, get our exclusive focus. That means same or next day appointments, responsive answers to your concerns, and a no-spin, big tool chest approach. It's about time you get serious time devoted to your medical needs. To learn about healthcare the way it ought to be, schedule a discovery call today at bodyofhealth.com. That's bodyofhealth.com.
KLDY HD3 Clayton, K270BW Bellefontaine, KNBS Bowling Green. This is News Talk STL at 1019, 94.1, and always streaming at NewstalkSTL.com.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rich Thomason. President Trump is dispatching his special envoy to meet next week with Russian President Vladimir Putin.
Steve Witkoff will travel to Moscow to discuss an updated peace plan to end the war in Ukraine. U.S. officials say the proposal has been fine-tuned after addressing concerns from Ukrainian officials. President Trump told reporters that Russia is making concessions after European allies said the plan favored Moscow. The president also said there's no deadline for an agreement after first demanding that Ukraine had until Thanksgiving to decide. Greg Clugston, Washington.
Hospital officials in Gaza say Israel has handed over 15 more Palestinian bodies, completing the latest swap of the ceasefire as the first phase of the agreement nears a conclusion. This comes a day after Palestinian terrorists returned the remains of an Israeli hostage who the Israeli military says was killed in the October 2023 attack. On this busy holiday travel day, winter-like weather is making for slow going in some parts of the country.
A winter storm across the northern part of the country, that's impacting
North Dakota, Minnesota, including Minneapolis, and then portions of the northern Great Lakes. And that's going to bring accumulating snowfall into the day Wednesday.
Mark Chenard at the National Weather Service. Some interstates have been closed by heavy snow and high winds. Washington, D.C.'s mayor says she's had enough.
Muriel Bowser will not seek re-election for a potential fourth term next year, which she announced on a social media video post yesterday. Her remarks made no mention of President Trump, with whom she's frequently had an adversarial relationship, especially on issues of crime and policing.
Correspondent George Williams. Stocks are higher this hour on Wall Street. The Dow is up 315 points, the Nasdaq ahead 169, and the S&P trading 46 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy. In 2011, I founded Wesley Financial Group with one goal in mind, to help honest folks out of their timeshares permanently. Today, I run Wesley with my two sons, a real family business, treating every client and every employee like we'd want our own family treated. That philosophy has helped us grow into the largest, most trusted timeshare cancellation company in the United States. Fortune magazine even recognized us as one of the best places to work. Why? Because we genuinely care. In fact, some of our former clients were so moved by their experience working with us, they joined our team so they could help others to timeshare freedom. If you're stuck in a timeshare, give us a call. Let our family help your family.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-226-5454. That's 800-226-5454. 800-226.
This hour of News Talk STL is brought to you by Rodney and Jen Wallner and the entire Wallner home selling team at Berkshire Hathaway. Call them today at 314-810-SOLD. 314-810-SOLD. From the Michaels Flooring Outlet Weather Center.
Meteorologist Chance Koch with your first alert forecast. Going to be in for a gusty and cool day with temperatures back towards the lower 40s, but feels like we'll be stuck towards the lower 20s with wind gusts out of the northwest up to 35 miles per hour. Looking mostly sunny for Thanksgiving Thursday, high of 41 degrees. Friday, mostly cloudy, 38. Then we're going to be seeing late Friday night into Saturday, chance for snow, switching back over to rain. Temperatures going to be a little bit chillier towards the upper 30s this weekend. In the first alert for Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Chance Koch.
Vic Porcelli.
Come on, you're Italian. You understand.
Every day is a busy day all of a sudden.
You talking to me? You talking to me?
Tough and smart, and I love Italian, so, he's definitely Italian.
At least I have this show to come and talk about it and let some stuff up.
What kind of a show are you guys putting on here today?
The Vic Porcelli Show.
All right, hour number 2 of our 3-hour tour. Today's got a Friday kind of feel to it, doesn't it, Ken?
Oh, it really does, but it is Double Woosh Wednesday.
Whoosh, whoosh.
And it wouldn't be a Double Woosh Wednesday without our handsome, ultra MAGA Double Woosh Wednesday Speaker of the House, Tim Jones.
Former Speaker of the House.
You just proved why you left-wing loons are so insane.
Y'all ready for this? Tim Jones.
Good morning, Mr. Speaker.
This is what I do at home when you guys can't
dance?
see me. I do the little Trump dance.
You get cranked up. All right.
I mean, why?
Like this.
When this plays, how can you not dance to this? I mean,
Right.
come on.
Right.
Whether you dance good, bad, or ugly, just get it on.
Get it on.
You know?
Just dance like
Get it
nobody's
on.
watching. Is that what they say?
Yeah,
they say?
exactly.
Yeah.
Happy Double Woosh Skanksgiving Wednesday to all y'all.
Now, why did you say it like that?
It's the night before Thanksgiving. Everybody goes out tonight. Has a good time.
that's
And then
right.
what happens?
Well, whatever you want.
What are you
happens.
saying?
Whoosh,
Yeah.
whoosh.
You know what I used to do back in the day? I told this story on the morning show this morning. I might as well tell your crowd as well. We used
By
to
the
go.
way, morning show sounded great this morning.
Thank you very much. I had a great time with Smoozy Q and producer Jerome. We had a great time. And although I was a little distracted because I know that on Wednesdays, this place becomes a food cornucopia.
It does.
And I'm never here until the afternoon. I come in and there's like bits and pieces of donut crumbs with like fingerprints all over it. I'm like, well, there you go. Second fiddle.
I didn't mean to interrupt you. You were saying something else.
Yeah. So I don't know where this Thanksgiving thing came from. It's kind of a joke, right? Everybody comes back from college and so on and so forth. And back in the day when we would do that, when my gang would do that, we would almost always go to, we were creatures of habit, and it was a good place to always just know that everybody's going to be there. We would go down to the old, it's no longer there. We would go down to the old 20 North on the west side of SLU's campus. Little ramshackle. When you say dive bar, that would be being kind to this place, where Ken knows the famous, still playing, these guys are like 1,000 years old now, Jake's Leg.
Yes.
Grateful Dead cover band played every night the night before Thanksgiving, and all my buddies and friends and my now wife, Suzanne, and I, she always called herself my holiday hookup. So, she said it, not me. Wow. And we'd have a great time. We would do that, and then we would go get some delicious St. Louis delicacies at either Courtesy Diner or Irv's Good Food.
All right. So the reason it caught my ear when you said Skanksgiving, because we had a cat for a long time. He was like 17 when he died, and his name was Skimbleshanks.
Oh,
from Cats, the musical Cats. Skimbleshanks, the railway cat. And do you remember when Paul Simon was on Saturday Night Live and he sang "Still Crazy After All This Year's" dressed like a big turkey?
Yes. Yes.
Well, we photoshopped Skimbleshanks' face on that, and I would put it up every year and say "Happy Shanksgiving."
Happy Shanksgiving.
That was part of life. He had his radio career under the name of Shank Opinion.
Shank Opinion.
He had a singing career, Shank Sinatra.
Yep.
So we had Friendsgiving, we have Skanksgiving, we have Shanksgiving.
Yes.
And tomorrow we'll have the granddaddy of all, Thanksgiving.
How about that?
When we will give thanks for being blessed with being in the greatest country on the planet under one of the greatest presidents of all time.
No doubt.
Donald J. Trump.
No doubt.
Because
my MAGA speaker.
Despite how far we need to go over the next 3 years to repair the damage of the last 4 years, we have made incredible strides towards that. And you don't have to believe our bloviating about that. You can look at the hard and fast black and white numbers of where we are now and where we were then under the failed presidency of mushmouth Joe Biden.
And, we've been talking about that in the economy coming up in 2026. Scott Bessent says, get ready, fasten your seatbelts, because we're going to be taking off in 26. I believe it. And I think the Democrats believe this too, Tim, because that's why they're attacking so hard right now.
With anything. Anything and everything.
President Trump says hello, and they go, see, that's what I'm talking about. Conspiracy. He's destroying this nation because he said hello. They're getting ready.
Correct.
No, I'm serious.
That's right.
They're getting ready. They're getting ready because they know what's coming in 2026. I'm telling you.
And if you look at all of the things that they're hyperventilating around, gesticulating about, so on and so forth, there's your SAT word for the day.
Write that down.
Yeah. You know that's true because none of these things, none of these political cudgels that they're attempting to use about Donald Trump, to use against Donald Trump, have any substance whatsoever to them. And this has been true since the moment that Donald Trump was elected the first time around. The Russian collusion hoax, complete fake, phony political cudgel, lack of any substance whatsoever. The Ukraine, remember the one, we never talk about this one anymore because most of these things have gone away because there was never anything to them in the first place. Remember the Ukrainian quid pro quo phone call with Zelensky? Yeah. Does anyone even remember what that was all about?
Guess what? That's Ed Stoic too, because Biden actually did that. When he fired the guy.
That's exactly right. Again, no actual substance to that allegation at all. Then we could talk about all the others that happened between 2016 and this year. How about right now? The Epstein files. Again, a totally, here's another word for you, vacuous, empty, vacuous.
Write that down.
SAT word. Vacuous political cudgel,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
No substance in it whatsoever. Now, are a lot of people going to get hurt from the release of the Epstein files? Yes, because newsflash, a lot of ultra powerful, wealthy elitist people also happen to be perverts. Okay, newsflash. Yeah. And so, yes, Larry Summers has already been hurt by this.
Split, didn't he?
Woo, man, did they get him?
I don't think we saw the full result of that either.
Boy, did he accidentally get caught in that, what storm?
Shoot storm.
Shoot storm.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
I know.
Don't you cuss on this here radio.
Just saying.
That guy yesterday, man, was dropping
Stan?
Yes.
Stan is awesome.
He's fantastic.
He's great.
We're gonna
Love
have him in December again.
Good. You should.
Yeah.
And what's the latest one? Oh, unlawful orders.
Yeah.
So guys, every time one of their fake, phony, made out of paper straws, political cudgels breaks in half like a paper straw does and disintegrates and goes away, they have to go get, Ken, to your point, another one. They got to go get something to beat them over.
Yeah.
And then, okay, so then you go, so here's what we should always do. It's something that J.D. Vance does. It's something I think that Marco Rubio does really well. Do not, and I've talked about it before, do not accept the premise of the question. So when they say, Donald Trump's on lawful orders, and then CNN and MS whatever, never, MS
DNC
never,
still.
yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
They just go, yeah, he's Hitler. He's a Nazi, unlawful orders. How about ask the question, what unlawful orders? Well, there haven't really been any, but, just in case he gives one.
Martha Raddatz, in her defense,
she did ask.
She came out and asked immediately, and it shocked the person. I can't remember even who it was, but
it was a congresswoman.
It was shocked. Slotkin, maybe? Or
It was Slotkin, yes.
It was Slotkin, yes.
Shocked her to the point to where she was like, "Oh, I'm going
You're
to have
not
to actually
supposed to ask me
Yeah,
that.
what happened here?
Yeah.
So
that wasn't in the script. That
Right.
wasn't in this morning's talking points. So my point is, these are all, if any of these had any actual public policy concerns or the validity of arguments in them, it may be something we should consider. But unfortunately, today's Democratic Party no longer gives a rip about the United States of America, isn't thankful for it, and actually, yes, I'm sorry to say, wants to definitely destroy it. So everything they use is a fake, phony, empty political cudgel.
I have a couple of things here, Tim. First of all, and I would never, ever correct the Speaker of the House, but they didn't tell the military to not obey unlawful orders. They used the word illegal.
Illegal.
You know why they use the word illegal? Because we call them illegal aliens. So they had to use the word illegal to have it themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So, the president's orders must be illegal.
He does that. Vic does that all the time.
It's really good.
He goes in there and he goes, okay, I see what they're saying, but here, the reason why they use this one freaking word is because it's such a big word to them. They act like they don't know what that means,
Right.
but that's a huge word to them. So to Vic's point that he picked out, is that when they can use it, they will try to use it.
And you're right. And you guys have talked about this as well. So insightful to think about that. They use it with choice too.
Mm-hmm.
They claim they're for choice, but that only comes to killing babies in the womb. They're not for choice when it comes to what you should be able to do with your life. They're not for choice when it comes to being able to decide what school your child should go to. They're not for choice when it comes to running your business. They're not for choice. They're for killing. They're nihilists. They're for killing babies in the womb. So they use that choice word like they're for choice. And they want everybody to have their own freedom and liberty. They're not for choice at all.
What if my choice is to have a combustible engine car and not an electric vehicle?
It's
it's not your choice anymore, is it?
Not a
Or
good
how about
choice.
an electric?
Not a good choice. It's not a good choice.
An electric stove. I mean, think about where we would be right now if Kamala Harris would have become president. An extension of Obama, the Obama administration. We forget electric stoves. Everything would be electric. We'd still be on solar. We'd have brown and blackouts across this country.
This experiment, begun in the 1600s, would no longer exist like it has existed over the last many generations. And we wouldn't have anywhere else to go. Because where do you go from here other than buy a private island somewhere and put up a bunch of solar panels and eat coconuts?
Didn't Reagan say this is the last bastion for freedom? This country is the last bastion for freedom?
Indeed.
All right. So I want to get to Justin Sparks, but in a second. You mentioned Hitler. They love to call Trump Hitler, and the ICE patrol are the Gestapo and stuff like that. Not to pat myself on the back, but I wrote a little editorial piece that Red State actually ran.
I might have heard about this.
And it's entitled, Where Are the Gas Chambers?
Mm-hmm.
Because you want to call them Nazis? You want to call him Hitler? You want to call ICE Gestapo? Where are the gas chambers? The people that are caught by ICE get sent back to their country. The Jews got sent to the death chambers. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Stop it is what I'm saying. There are descendants of people who were in those concentration camps who had the number tattooed on their arm. You're offending those people.
They love to throw around all these fallacies. They never have facts to back them up or to prove that they exist.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry, I just wanted to.
That's okay. Good point indeed.
Mention my piece anyway.
Well,
because I've never had anything published before. It's the first thing I've ever had published.
I had something published this week.
Oh, see, he's got to show off, right, Mr. Speaker?
It's in town hall. It's in town hall. I wrote
Oh,
about
is it really?
I wrote about your favorite subject.
What?
Big Pharma.
Oh, good.
And how bad they are.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because they're bad.
They're bad, Ken.
The whole just 30-second nutshell. Basically, the piece was about the fact that the rest of the world should be thankful to the United States of America today, this week, and forever, because on our backs and on our researchers and on our ingenuity, they all have in the rest of the world bargain basement, amazing medicines and drugs that we pay 5 times as much for back here on the home front.
Unbelievable.
That's got to change, though, Tim. That can't just be the standard now.
Trump's trying to change it.
And he is.
All right, let's talk about some local stuff. Bittersweet, great Freedom Caucus guy, Justin Sparks, being snatched up by the Trump administration. So good news for Justin. But who do we have to replace him who's super Freedom Caucus?
Sad day for Missouri's General Assembly, for the Missouri Freedom Caucus. Awesome news for Justin and his family. Look, talk about a guy who has bent over backwards and done his duty as a public servant, not only for the state of Missouri, but for the nation, literally putting his life on the line for his first career as a law enforcement officer. Some would say putting his life on the line as a vice chairman of the Missouri Freedom Caucus, and now going right back into the frying pan under the Department of Homeland Security, the ICE division, going to be using all of his incredible transferable skills in that realm. We will forever miss him, but I have heard there's already at least 2, if not more, excellent conservatives out in that district. That district's a great district. It's just to the north of me. It's Wildwood. I'm in Eureka. Just to the north. I'm very familiar with that area. A lot of great folks out there. Some of names that you guys have heard, like Niles Stevens and Gary Wiegert, and there may be others that jump into that as well. I'm going to predict right now that whoever wins that primary will absolutely win the general, and they will become a member of the Missouri Freedom Caucus.
When is that?
Well, it depends on whether or not the governor calls a special election. Right now, we have a ton of vacancies. That darn Trump administration keeps making job offers to people and snatching them away. And right now, despite what you may hear on the mainstream media, this is a pretty good time for a lot of career advancements and changes here in Missouri and in the United States of America. So a lot of folks have taken positions. Oh, also we had Denny Hoskins, founding member of the Missouri Freedom Caucus, become Secretary of State. And he's been hiring people, and people have just been, so there hasn't been anything sad or tragic about the vacancies. It's that people have gone off and done other things, but that actually has reduced the supermajority in the Missouri House down to a large majority.
Oh,
yeah, we had 111, and now we're down to like 106. So
now we'll get nothing done.
Well, no. That's just supermajority. Hopefully, we don't need a supermajority for anything critical, but we could, like, to pass emergency clauses and things like that. But, with great leadership in the House and the Senate, which I believe we got a really great leader coming up the ranks in the House. Not a Freedom Caucus member, but a very well-known conservative from Southwest Missouri, Alex Riley. He is the current majority leader. I was actually just composing an email to him because I'm hooking him up with some folks in D.C. he's going to visit next week. So he's a guy I have a very good relationship with. He wants to cut taxes. He wants to provide universal school choice, and he wants to reduce regulations. So the future, I think, is brighter for Missouri conservatism. We've got a lot of Republicans running around, guys, as you know. They all aren't Missouri Freedom Caucus or conservative material, but the Freedom Caucus is here to be that beacon of freedom, liberty, and the American way.
Are we going to get rid of taxes in Missouri?
We're going to try to get rid of some. Missouri is not a low tax state. Everyone says, "Oh, Missouri's a low tax state. Missouri's a low tax state." We're in flyover country. We are. If you cherry pick a tax here and there in a vacuum, it may be low, but when you consider it not in a vacuum, as you have to, and live in reality, and compare it to all the other taxes we have, Missouri has an overabundance of taxes, which, taken in their totality, provides a very heavy local and state tax burden. So, Ken, we have been cutting the income tax. I started that effort in 2014 when I was speaker. First cut to Missouri's income tax in state history. We started at 6%. We have slowly but steadily ticked down to 4.7. We need to do more. Now it is time for people to do more, for people like Alex Riley and whoever the next leadership in the Senate is to do more. We can do some this coming session with Cindy O'Loughlin running the Senate and Speaker John Patterson currently, who, he's weak on a lot of social conservative issues, but he's been pretty strong on the fiscal stuff. We can cut taxes next year. We can put ourselves on a path to eliminate Missouri's income tax. If we don't start eliminating some of these many taxes we have, Ken, in Missouri, we're going to get left behind all of our Midwest neighbors who are way ahead of us on the tax cut front.
Hey, Vic, I got to say real quick, we just bought a car and we got temp tags and they mature in January. Over $3,000.
Of course.
For personal property tax.
Of course. We have personal property tax, unlike most states in the country. Do you know that most states in our nation do not have a personal property tax? It's the stupidest, most idiotic tax ever. We need to eliminate that. We need to do massive property tax reform.
I mean, that's all taxes, by the way. But that's,
yeah, and we need to eliminate the income tax, because a tax on your labor, gentlemen, and those of our listeners, is an immoral tax indeed. You want less of something, as Ronald Reagan famously said, tax more of it.
Yeah. All right. Speaker of the House, Tim Jones, Ultra MAGA. Speaker of the House. A double whoosh Wednesday to you, sir.
A double whoosh. A double whoosh Thanksgiving Eve. Ultra MAGA, deplorable, Garbagian. Double whoosh to you guys as well.
Whoosh. Whoosh.
Have your little Skanksgiving with all the skanks.
Hey, I'm thankful to you guys. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tim Jones.
Tim Jones, the one. Excuse me. You'll be here this afternoon, right?
Yes, sir, with Chris.
Doing it because I'm doing on December 22nd. I'm doing this show and then your show.
I know we're all discombobulated.
No, we're all helping each other out.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Well, then Tim joins me.
Yes.
When is that? Tim knows.
It's like musical chairs.
When Vic's gone somewhere, December 24th?
December, Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve, yeah.
Jeff's got this board in his office, and every once in a while I go and I move names around. Yeah.
Wow.
He loves that, by the way.
No wonder I'm not off that day anymore. Thanks, Timmy.
See you, fellas.
All right.
Thanks, Timmy.
Tim Jones, our Ultra MAGA Speaker of the House this afternoon with Chris Arps at 4 o'clock. All right, when we get back, Ken, I got a little surprise for you. A little blast from our past.
All right.
Yeah. A story of unbelievable failure in my life. That's next on 101.9 and 94.1. News Talk STL. Welcome home.
Watch us on our live stream using Rumble, Facebook, and Twitter. The Vic Porcelli Show.
My son has not made money in terms of this thing about, what are you talking about? China.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
What's this thing you're talking about?
I don't know what you say. China. When you say China, I have no idea what you're talking about.
As soon as he said that, and anybody who voted for him after he couldn't think of what's this thing you're talking about, China, which is now our biggest enemy, and you voted for him, then you're stupid. Sorry.
And you're complicit.
So I got a little note from Vicky, one of our listeners that we love, and she had a roof problem. Guess what? She called the Connors, and the Connors fixed it all up. And that's not even the one in the morning story. That's a different listener. That was Jack, who needed them in the middle of the night, and Rob showed up at 1 a.m. And Vicky just needed some work done, and the Connors came out. They took care of it. They gave her an honest estimate. They did quality work, and guess what? She got a call from Kathy Connor to say, how we doing? I mean, when somebody says, how you doing, isn't it nice to be honest about that? The answer.
Kathy and Rob are just personally invested. I mean, they really are. When they talk with you, they are personally invested in your home.
And on a day-to-day, they're invested in this whole region, the whole area.
Yeah.
They're very much St. Louis neighbors of ours. So get it done and call Kathy and Rob Connor for an honest estimate, quality work, and, of course, great customer service. ConnorRoofing.com, CONNER roofing.com.
Hey, it's Susie Moore. If new flooring makes you think hassle, think again, because Michael's Flooring is changing the game. For over 30 years, Michael's has been locally owned and trusted for quality, variety, and amazing service. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, laminate, luxury vinyl, or ceramic tile, their expert team makes installing new floors exciting, not stressful. That's why customers keep coming back. Visit Michael's Flooring at St. Peter's, Starting Prairie, Creve Coeur, or online at igotfloored.com. That's igotfloored.com.
NewstalkSTL is proud to have Doug Voss of Safe Bunny Radio as part of our lineup each week. Doug has been a staple on the St. Louis radio airways for many years as one of the leading financial experts in the area. You can now hear Doug and Safe Bunny Radio every weekend on NewstalkSTL. But in case you miss anything, you can check it all out at DougVossSafeBunnyRadio.com. What else do our listeners need to know, Doug?
Simply put, I focus on helping pre-retirees and retirees build, preserve, and protect retirement assets, and I've been helping my clients solve their insurance and financial needs for the past 33 years. I also strive to educate my clients on how to prepare for retirement, minimize the impact of market volatility on their assets, and deal with the challenges of increased longevity. Call me today at 844-676-SAFE. That's 844-676-7233.
Doug Voss is a registered representative. Securities offered through DHL Securities, LLLP. Member FINRA and SIPC.
News Talk STL. News Talk STL. Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show.
How dare you!
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
Great to have Speaker of the House in the House.
That's great. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Sorry, Speaker of the House. All right. So, Ken, I want to take us all back a few years. Well, actually, a lot of years. This is how fast time goes by. You and I worked at a radio station called 101.1 The River.
Yeah.
Right? And I did a show. My show was from 10 a.m. till 3 p.m. And at noon, we had a show called Porcelli's Deli. It was a all request lunch hour type of thing, and a lot of, food related TV and movie sound clips that we played throughout it. And at the end of the show, right after the last commercial break, right before the last song, we would play a game called The Missing Ingredient.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And the rules are pretty easy. We give you a list of ingredients from a finite set of items. Tell us what the missing ingredient is, and you win. For example, your ingredients are John, Paul, and George. The missing ingredient would be
Ringo.
Piece of cake. Right?
Yeah, right.
It was very popular, Ken.
Oh, extremely popular.
You hate to talk about yourself. It was wildly popular.
Yeah, it really was. Yeah.
And people would call before that last commercial break was over. Every light would light up. They all wanted to play. And the thing about...
Well, we would be in the office while you're on the air, and we'd be like, okay, what do you think it is?
That's great.
So
my point is that when we would do it, people would call and people would want to get on and people would want to play. And the real thing when you're doing radio, this is free advice, okay, for people in radio, complimentary with the price of your phone, which is also a radio.
Yeah.
The prize doesn't matter. The prize you're giving away doesn't matter. It's the game. How good is the game? Can people play along in their car, even if they're not calling in?
Right.
So that's how we did the missing ingredient. And it was so popular that I thought, hey, why don't I get rich and make some sort of game that people can play at home? Right?
Yeah.
Of the missing ingredient. So I came up with this terrible idea, which I thought was a good idea at the time, of course. And it was a calendar, 365 with the 5 crossed out and a 6 because it was a leap year. So 366 puzzles for the year 2000.
Oh, okay.
25 years ago.
Yeah.
We did this. And I just want to show you the cover. That was the cover of the calendar. You'll notice in the bottom right there, or bottom left, has the face that you love.
Yeah, I love it. That signature.
And up at the top, you'll see
the old version of the River logo.
And the American Diabetes Association.
Yes,
because my father had diabetes.
Okay.
And I wanted to donate a portion of the calendars to the American Diabetes Association. Guess how much money they got? They got nothing.
Well, you tried.
I did, and people say if you don't fail, you're not trying.
That's right.
Right. So
I would argue, though, that this could be a really good interactive game, like an actual game,
board game,
possibly board or something like that. Because our family's really big with games, like just regular board games. Okay, on on Thanksgiving night. We're
Mhm.
probably going to play them at my brother's house.
New Year's Eve night, too, probably.
Christmas night.
Yeah.
Oh, New Year's Eve night. Our next
Right.
door neighbors, they have everybody, and we can walk over there and stumble back.
That's great.
And we play
Stumble
games
back.
all.
Why would you stumble back, Ken?
Because I'm tired.
Okay.
So, but my point is that I could see us playing something like this and being really, really excited about it as a
Right.
board game.
All right. So, and another thing about the puzzle is the answer to every day's missing ingredient. There was a historical fact that went along with that answer.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I thought it was a great idea, Ken. And little did I know how stupid I am. So let's play. You want to play?
Yeah.
And if you want to play on the chat box, that's fine. If you want to call and play, that's okay too.
I wonder if we could do a thing here where we can look at the chat box while you're asking the question, give a few seconds and
Sure. I'm up. I got it up. So your ingredients are very appropriate for our show, Ken, by the way. Your ingredients are Thurston Howell III, Lovey, Marianne, Professor, Ginger, and Gilligan. What is the missing ingredient, Ken?
Skipper?
The skipper.
Yeah.
And that was January 2nd's puzzle on the calendar. And Alan Hale Jr. was born on January 2nd in 1900, I think.
So you did a lot of research for this too.
That's all I did all night.
Yeah.
I would sit there all night and just find. That's the first thing I did was find historical facts and then try to do them. January 3rd's puzzle. You know what? Skipper. There you got it.
There it is.
So you're right. Maybe we should wait a little bit.
Yeah, give him a second.
So here you go. Your ingredients are, this is January 3rd. Your ingredients are Robert Plant, Jimmy Page, and John Bonham. If you want to put it in there, you'll win absolutely nothing.
Bragging rights.
Bragging rights. This non-materialistic lounge suite.
Now, what is that again?
Oh, sorry. Your ingredients are Robert Plant, Jimmy Page, and John Bonham. What is the missing ingredient? And I got to tell you, Ken, people played this game, and the cool thing about it was that we played it live. I mean, we played it live on the air. And when I say live, I mean that was the day when you can plug your headphones into a boom box,
right,
to use it during the show that you're doing, and you can hear it in real time. You can't do that anymore because everything is digital and everything has a delay. Same guy who got Skipper, DLW, John Paul Jones.
There you go.
Those are the original folks in Led Zeppelin. Can we keep going a little bit?
Yeah.
Your ingredients are Peter Buck. See, this is the thing about this game is you have to know the category to get the answer.
Yeah, you do.
Right?
Yeah.
Your ingredients are Peter Buck, Mike Mills, and Bill Berry.
And you could probably do real well with knowing Vic's personality because a lot of them are going to be music or band based.
Yeah, not everyone.
No, but
what are you trying to say?
It's a go-to. It's definitely a go-to for this game, right?
No, it is. Yeah, it's a music station, so obviously, yeah. I'll check Facebook real quick while you're checking Rumble. All right, we'll hold on to that one. You know what? We'll just start doing them rapid fire, and then if you have an answer, just throw your answer out there. All right, wise guy. This has nothing to do with music.
All right.
Okay. You play this one, Kenny.
All right.
Your ingredients are Jimmy Carter, Grover Cleveland, and Bill Clinton. 5 seconds. We used to do that too. 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And then a little noise would play.
And then you get all excited. Yeah. Gosh, I don't know, Vic.
Calvin Coolidge, presidents whose last name started with a C.
Oh, okay.
So first thing
Carter,
you got to do is.
No, you're right. I got you.
Carter, Cleveland.
Yeah, I was just going over in my head.
I was thinking if anybody, because these puzzles 25 years old.
Right.
Same guy, DLW, you got it right. Michael Stipe. Those were the members of REM. Can we keep going here?
Yeah.
Okay. Your ingredients are New York, New Jersey, and New Hampshire. What is the missing ingredient? New York, New Jersey, New Hampshire. What is the missing ingredient?
New Mexico?
New Mexico.
Okay.
Play a little ding for yourself there. You got that right.
I should
give yourself some credit. Your ingredients are Carl Perkins, Jerry Lee Lewis, and Johnny Cash.
I don't know.
Elvis Presley, $1 Million Quartet.
That was mine for
and
me.
Elvis was born on January the 8th, 1935. You see, it had all the New England. Come on, Ed. Ed guessed New England. It's not a state.
It's not a state.
It's not a state. It had all the elements. I thought of a great thing. I lost so much money on this, Ken. You can't imagine how much money I lost. A ton. All right, last one. Your ingredients are Cookie, Alexander, Daisy, and Dagwood. What is the missing ingredient? While you're thinking about it, Ken, I'll remind everybody.
The wife.
Is that your answer, the wife?
No, well, I don't know her name.
You're such a misogynist. The wife.
The wife.
The wife.
The person whose name I don't know.
Okay. Well, we'll see if anybody comes up with it while I'm telling you about our holiday food drive, which ends on December 21st. So you got a lot of time, yes? But, please, we have a barrel here at our studios. We got a barrel at Friendly Sports Bar in South St. Louis. All 3 Bartolino's locations. Both Chris's Pancake Houses. All 3 Michael's Flooring outlets. Please help us feed my people with the help of the St. Louis County Republican Central Committee. The answer to the missing ingredient puzzle is Blondie.
That's right.
That was actually the name of the strip, Blondie.
Yeah, the actual main character in the whole thing.
Exactly right. Exactly right. And I did that one because, I'm sorry, the category was the Bumsteads. They're all and Daisy's the dog, the Bumstead. Chick Young, the creator of the comic strip Blondie, was born on this day, which was January 9th in 1901. Now, I've told this story before, Ken, but I'll tell it again just very quickly because it's about patriotism. It's kind of playing the hits. Oh, my God. Is it that late?
Mm-hmm.
What is the name of Dagwood's dog? I just told you.
Daisy?
Daisy. Who was the brown bomber? Joe Louis, boxer who knocked out Max Schmeling in 1936 while Hitler was rising to power.
Oh, okay.
And a Jew beat him, right?
Wow, okay.
No, I'm sorry. Black guy beat him. Same thing as like Jesse Owens. So why did I ask you those questions? Because during World War II, if one of our GIs were behind enemy lines and they saw someone, they would ask him those questions. What's Dagwood's dog's name? Who's the brown bomber?
Well, I would have been killed then.
No, you wouldn't, Ken, because you live now. Back then, there was no TV. 1936, there was no TV.
Yeah.
Radio. You heard Joe Louis knock out Max Schmeling on the radio.
Right.
Blondie was in the comic strip. Everybody, and I mean everybody, read the comics. Fiorello LaGuardia, the mayor of New York City, used to read the comics on the radio on Sunday nights. So you would have known. If you didn't know, you weren't an American.
Right.
And that's that. All right. You like my game, Ken?
Yeah, I do.
Was it fun on the air?
I think so.
Oh, you know what? Don, you're so close. They were related to Beetle Bailey. Hi and Lois is related to Beetle Bailey. Lois and Beetle were brother and sister. Okay, when we get back, oh my God, Navy Lieutenant Commander Thomas E. Caldwell, Ken.
Yep.
He's a riot, that guy. And he had a rough time, though. January 6th, he's next on 101.9 94.1 News Talk STL. Welcome home.
Like and subscribe to us on Rumble. News Talk STL.
Hey, this is Jim Florentine, and you listen to Vic and Ken on the Vic Porcelli Show on 94.1 and 101.9 News Talk STL.
If you find yourself feeling out of place in the world, it's comforting to know conservative values haven't been abandoned everywhere.
Thanks for being my voice in all this.
This is News Talk STL.
There are people out there that feel the way that I feel and say what I say.
Welcome home.
Hey, Colombo here for Intervine, a great local company that has customers all across the country due to the quality of their products. Intervine has the best flashlights, lanterns, headlamps, and even batteries, including the new Monster 2000 Lumen waterproof lantern and the Sentinel 2000 self-defense flashlight. Our home and vehicles are full of great Intervine products, and right now you can shop their website and get 25% off your entire purchase just by using my name, Tony, as your promo code. That's promo code Tony at Intervine.com.
This holiday season, help Feed My People fill the shelves. NewstalkSTL and the STL County GOP are partnering for an annual food drive, November 10th through December 21st. Drop off your non-perishable food donations at all Bartolino's restaurants, all Chris's Pancakes and dining locations, and all 3 Michael's Flooring outlets, or at the NewstalkSTL studios.
Hey, it's Chris Arps, and together, we can make a difference for families in need.
Visit NewstalkSTL.com for complete drop-off locations.
The Herzog Foundation is the vision of its founder, Stanley Herzog, and it exists to promote quality Christ-centered K-12 education nationwide.
Hi, this is Chris Stegall with the Herzog Foundation. We offer a wide variety of resources relevant to today's families, including a free online publication called The Lion. The lion is one of God's most majestic creatures, symbolizing strength and courage. Named for its attributes, the Lion publication carries articles covering a wide range of topics facing American families and culture, especially related to the education of children. The Lion can be found online at readlion.com. That's READ lion.com.
Sign up for The Lion at readlion.com and find dozens of must-read articles published every day. Visit readlion.com and subscribe for the weekly and daily digests so you never miss an article. Readlion.com. That's readlion.com.
Fox News commentary with Michael Duncan from the Ruthless Podcast. Next.
If a Lenovo computer for your business is on your holiday list, don't shop around. Just go directly to the source, Lenovo.com. You'll find exclusive deals on the PCs you want for your business, like the ThinkPad X9 14 Aura Edition and Yoga 7i 2-in-1. So avoid all that shopping chaos and price comparing, and just go directly to the source, Lenovo.com, where PCs are up to 50% off. That's Lenovo.com.
Lenovo. Here's Michael Duncan.
The Democrat establishment is in turmoil. The rank and file members of the Democrat Party are in a full-on revolt. To understand the political moment of today, we have to go back to the 2024 election. After months of deception about Biden's competence, the switch to Harris came not after some bruising primary contest, but after a well-orchestrated coronation by the Democrat establishment. Democrat Mary Gluesenkamp-Perez has introduced a resolution condemning fellow Democrat Chuy Garcia for announcing his retirement past the election filing deadline, paving the way for his own chief of staff to run unopposed in the primary. Sound familiar? Until these liberal leaders learn to love democracy a little more than their own power, I predict we will continue to see the upstarts and socialists advance in their hostile takeover of the Democrat Party.
For more commentary like this, go to foxnewspodcast.com.
In my shoes, my toes are busted. My kitchen says my bread is folded. I got a good job at the dollar store. 1 foot in the hole, 1 foot getting deeper with a broken mirror and a blown.
Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019.
Hi, this is Steve Heitner. You may know me as Kenny Banya from Seinfeld, and you're listening to Vic and Ken on the Vic Porcelli Show on News Talk STL.
First of all, identify it for us. You're in a session, and you pick up on what?
Well, Harris, it doesn't take long for me to pick up on this. People are obsessed with Trump. They're fixated. They're hyper fixated on Trump, and they talk about some of the features of this disorder. They can't sleep. They feel traumatized by Mr. Trump. They feel restless. I had one patient who said she couldn't enjoy a vacation because anytime she saw Trump in the news or on her device, she felt triggered. So this is a profound pathology, and I would even go so far as to call it the defining pathology of our time.
TDS, Trump Derangement Syndrome. And that gentleman right there is a psychotherapist. Is that what he is?
He's a psychotherapist expert with many, many decades of experience.
And he says, yes, Jonathan Alpert is his name. There is something called TDS, Trump Derangement Syndrome. And now guess what? He's getting death threats.
Right. He revealed it as an actual ailment among people, because he says he goes in the office and they have a wide variety of different ailments.
Yeah.
Then as he's sitting there listening to them, it ultimately comes out in a large percentage of people that it's about Donald Trump.
And now he's having a hard time. Another guy who had a hard time. Matter of fact, a pre-dawn raid on his house, accused of being a leader in the Oath Keepers, accused of storming the Capitol and hunting down members of Congress, none of which is true. Navy Lieutenant Commander Thomas E. Caldwell joins us again. Commander, great to have you back.
Thanks. It's great to be back with you and Ken now with us on the show.
Yeah, Ken wasn't here. He had to have a procedure done.
Yeah, but I did listen to it. It was awesome. I got to listen live while I was a little drugged up.
So he doesn't remember what we talked about. All right.
Sometimes that's the best way to listen to me when you're drugged up, I guess.
I always suggest drinking before listening to me. Absolutely. Right. Yeah. So before we get into specifics of right now, Lieutenant Commander, by the way, thank you for serving. I should have said that first. I apologize.
Thank you for saying so. Yes, I'm glad to do it.
Tell us a little bit about that pre-dawn raid, how you were treated, how long you were incarcerated illegally. Take us back to that.
My wife and I were just sleeping peacefully. We live on a small generational family farm in the northern Shenandoah Valley of Virginia. We had no idea. We didn't do anything wrong on January 6th. We didn't think that the FBI would be rolling up on us, but they did and shouted for me to come out. They had a big battering ram up against the side of the house, and they chained me up and they put guns in Sharon's face, my lovely wife Sharon, and they did not treat us well. I did submit to a 3-hour interrogation without a lawyer present. Hey, I didn't have anything to hide. And by the way, I used to work for the FBI, something the government still denies to this day. but my retirement fund account that I had at the time would scream something different. But they yanked me off and took me to jail, threw me in solitary confinement. I wasn't there that long compared to a lot of other people who suffered this kind of indignity after the January 6th witch hunt began. But in those 53 days, locked up in a rotten little jail in Podunk, Virginia, they treated me very badly. They kept me from my medications. They pounded on me. In fact, I teased a little bit about this book that I wrote where I said there's some things in that book that nobody knows about. It's never been in public before. Your listeners might be interested to know that after I'd been in solitary for a while, the U.S. Marshal Service came and took me out of the jail on the day I was supposed to meet my attorney for the very first time, and took me down a back road in Virginia and did what they do.
Uh-huh.
So that's the kind of way I was treated.
So I just want to mention the book here before we go on. The Mouths of the Wicked, a true story, a true January 6th story of corruption, persecution, survival, and victory. And that is in stores now. You can pick that up now. So go get it. It's fascinating. So I just have a question here, Lieutenant Commander. You said that you were questioned, you were interrogated for 3 hours, no attorney. Does that mean they did not read you your Miranda rights? Because I think that's in there. The attorney part is in the Miranda rights, isn't it?
Right. Well, they tried to do that. It seemed like, this is like the monkeys with the basketball kind of thing. They didn't really know what they were doing. I sort of had to help them along because I'd watched the old Ephraim Zimbalist thing on TV. And then I said, you're going to get me a lawyer like now? And they go, ha, 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 and it never happened. But, we proceeded. You would think that would be something that would cause to have a mistrial or stop this thing. But it didn't. And, at the end of that 3-hour interrogation, when we went through every single one of the 200 plus photos that my wife and I had taken that day with the FBI guys and me, they're saying, uh-oh. They were texting with the Department of Justice attorneys. I know this because I got my hands on all the discovery and I still have access to all of this.
Wow.
And the DOJ didn't care. They said, we don't care, blah, 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 blah. Drag him off. So they consigned me to solitary confinement, and there's a lot more in the book.
Something's very wrong here. I mean, if they read you your Miranda rights, which says you have the right to attorney, if you can't afford an attorney will be assigned to you, and then they go on and ask you questions. But they gave you your Miranda rights, but no attorney. So breaking the Miranda rights, that's got to be a crime or something.
Well, that's right. And, I always say that I think the government attorneys are culturally bankrupt. They're not like you and me. I think they think ethics is a skin condition. They probably think that scruples are a pasta dish. I don't know, but they certainly seem to violate their oaths as servants of the court, if you will. And this whole January 6th thing, from a guy that was on the inside that has felt the boot heels, I will tell you, this was a put up job. And the American people are demanding to know the truth and staying in my lane in this book. I'm giving it to you. You want to know the names of the people? You want to know what they did? You want to know the laws they broke? Turn the page.
Wow. We're talking to Thomas E. Caldwell, author. It's the book, The Mouths of the Wicked. And Thomas, I like to do this because I want to remind people of what we could expect. And I always do this, like, for example, I'll say to you, I'll ask you the question. What would your situation be like? What would we be experiencing right now if Trump had not become president and Kamala Harris would have?
Well, people who think that things are bad and the prices are not coming down quickly enough. And so, hey, you are definitely the glass is half empty kind of people, because a lot of folks don't know there were over 1,600 people that were prosecuted for the January 6th stuff. The government was out of control. They were going after grandmothers who were praying outside of abortion clinics. All of this. There was a hit list, my term, a list of people that the FBI had, over 2,000 people who were going to be arrested, who were scheduled to be arrested starting this year. There were people being arrested for January 6th crimes, walking through an open door into the Capitol building the week before President Trump was inaugurated. These people were out of control. They didn't think that they were going to lose control, but that's always the way it is. And what we see now is subversion of the government by the same people who claimed that the outgoing administration, when President Trump was leaving office, was a threat to democracy. We would be a lot worse off if President Trump hadn't been saved by, I believe, the hand of God in Butler, Pennsylvania, when that bullet just whizzed by his head.
When we were on the air during the Biden administration, we were very serious about this. We were worried that we, for some reason, would be taken off the air at some point. It was getting that bad.
Well, it's entirely possible. Where we are here in the northern Shenandoah Valley, we're on the west side of the Blue Ridge, and on the east side, it is the epicenter of wokeness and liberalism. That is the place, Loudoun County, Virginia, where many of your listeners will have seen film of school board meetings where a gentleman who was upset that his daughter was violated in school, and he was never told, and the person who did it was allowed to do it to someone else again. He gets up and complains to them, and they call the Loudoun police to beat him down. That is a fact. It happened. We saw him on numerous shows like Fox. I think he might have been on Tucker Carlson before they threw Tucker off the air. So you have every reason to believe that they were going to try to silence every voice that did not fall in line.
Okay, I want to do just a quick rapid fire questions. Yes or no is all you can say. Let's do it quickly. You ready?
Yep.
Are you a leader of the Oath Keepers?
Nope.
Did you storm the Capitol?
Nope.
Did you hunt down members of Congress?
No.
Well, what in the hell then? I mean, just pick people at random and throw them in a brig or a gulag or whatever you were in for 50 days. It's bullshit. Stop.
Well, I tell you.
Don't you cuss on this here radio.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I had a lot of hours in solitary confinement to contemplate that same thing. What the heck is going on here?
It's like a bad movie.
That's right. And you know what? When they dragged me into trial, this kangaroo court in D.C., we know what the judiciary is like in the D.C. circuit, right?
Yeah.
You might be interested to know, and your listeners as well, that the government star witness against the Oath Keepers and me, I'm not a member, as we pointed out, was a convicted child rapist who traded his testimony for a new identity. He might be living in suburban St. Louis for all I know.
Oh, my God. All right. Let's talk about some current stuff here, Lieutenant Commander. We're talking to Lieutenant Commander Thomas E. Caldwell. He's got a book that you should go out there and get for sure. And the book is called The Mouths of the Wicked, a true January 6th story of corruption, persecution, survival, and victory. It's in stores now. So I'm sure you've seen and digested the video that Democrat Congress people and senators made telling the military to not obey illegal orders without trying to, pull the scales here one way or another. Just what do you think about it before I say anything to you?
Well, I think that that is a sort of trashy thing to do, but from an officer's point of view, a member of the military, we don't take our orders from anybody but the commander-in-chief and the assigned line of authority. This is my chain of command. So people can chirp all they want. The problem is that we have a different kind of military nowadays. It has been kind of eroded. I saw that even when I was leaving active duty service before the turn of this last century. Boy, that makes me feel old to say that.
Me too.
So I think what they were doing, I think they really were, it's treasonous. And the guy from Arizona, he's a retired Navy officer, I understand. He could always be called back to active duty and court-martialed for something like that, trying to call for a treasonous thing, which is ignoring the lawful orders of the chain of command and the commander-in-chief.
Man, I hope they don't let it go. I really hope.
And he's got to fix his stuff on his chest, right? Everything was out of order. The rows were wrong. Pete Hegseth. Like,
oh, it's so funny. So
right?
Funny. My wife showed me the picture, and I said, well, that one's wrong. That one's, I've got that one. That one's wrong. That one's right. Yeah, I got that one. That's not right. That's what military guys do.
Yeah. Well, that's why we love you. How's that? All right. So before we go, I just want to thank you for serving. I want to thank you for everything you have done for this country. The book is called The Mouths of the Wicked, a true January 6th story of corruption, persecution, survival, and victory. In stores right now. And I think that's all I had. I thought I had one more question, but Tom, the thoughts, they come and they go. You know what I'm saying?
I have the same problem. That's what happens when you spend your time as a desk analyst all those years. My brain just kind of focuses on what's directly ahead of me, and I lose the rest. But
let's talk again soon, okay?
Show with you again.
Let's talk again soon.
It's a pleasure to be on with you again.
Hey, happy Thanksgiving to you and your family, Tom.
And thank you so much, and the same to you and all your listeners. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Navy Lieutenant Commander Thomas E. Caldwell. He had a rough go there.
Yep.
Oh.
Woosh.
Right.
Woosh.
Is next. We're back.
Looking for an underwater adventure or a scaly new friend? Dive into Tropical World Pets on Watson Road. For 32 years, this family-owned wonderland has been St. Louis's go-to destination for all things aquatic and reptilian. With over 7,000 square feet of aquariums, we're home to the area's largest selection of freshwater fish, including rare cichlids you won't find anywhere else. But that's not all. We've got tarantulas, snakes, and lizards galore. Tropical World Pets, 314-849-4020, or visit twpstl.com.
Jamie Ullman here with the great Eric Swanson of Newstalk's Fine Jewelers, Doherty Ferry, and Big Bend. Tell me about Wow Diamonds.
Wow Diamonds. We call them that because when people come in and look at the diamonds, everyone says, wow. We feature those in natural diamonds, the mine diamonds. They're perfectly cut, polished, and proportioned. Not all diamonds come out of the cutting process the same, and ours are perfect. That's why they're called Wow Diamonds.
Newstalk's Fine Jewelers right there at Doherty Ferry and Big Bend, wowdiamonds.com.
Join the Constitutional Coalition and the Heritage Foundation on Wednesday, December 3rd for Foundations of Freedom, honoring the past, securing the future. Constitutional scholars John Malcolm and Brenda Hefera highlight a panel discussion reflecting on the vision of America's founding fathers and the enduring significance of the Constitution. That's Foundations of Freedom, Wednesday, December 3rd at the Frontenac Hilton. Reception begins at 5:30 p.m. with discussion at 6:30 p.m. RSVP at constitutionalcoalition.org. Paid for by the Heritage Foundation.
KLGY HD3 Clayton, K270BW Bellefonte, KNBS Bowling Green. This is News Talk STL at 1019, 94.1, and always streaming at newstalkstl.com.
Breaking news at Town Hall. I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. The prosecutor handling the Georgia election interference case against Donald Trump and others has decided not to pursue it. Pete Scandalopoulos, who took over the case last month, made the announcement in a court filing today. Blizzard warnings in effect for parts of the upper Midwest today, and residents from Bismarck, North Dakota to Marquette, Michigan were already bracing for heavy snow that may snarl the Thanksgiving plans. John Michael Kubu is a duck hunter who drove from Devil's Lake, North Dakota, just past Fargo.
Tons of cars and ditches, tow trucks, policemen. We saw one 5 or 6 car pile up with an 18-wheeler involved. I mean, it was pretty much everywhere you look and turn, there's somebody spinning out.
He made his comments at WDAY TV. If you're planning to hit the roads, look for the possibility of snow slowing you up.
Wednesday, even into Thursday, Thanksgiving Day, into Friday. So there'll be some, it's pretty narrow bands, but there'll be some significant snowfall accumulations off the lakes in Michigan and western New York.
That is Mark Chenard at the National Weather Service. President Trump says substantial progress has been made in talks over Ukraine's ending this war with Russia, although Ukrainian negotiator Alexander Bevik says that it's premature to talk about a definitive peace plan.
There is no final version of any peace framework so far. So the document that was presented to Ukraine and discussed in Geneva was significantly transformed.
Meanwhile, an assessment echoed by British Prime Minister Keir Starmer, who told Parliament a lot more work needs to be done.
The initial draft of the 28-point plan included points that were not acceptable, but also some very important elements that will be essential for a just and lasting peace.
Ukrainian President Zelensky opposes any territorial concessions to Russia. A senior Kremlin official said the U.S. envoy Steve Witkoff will visit Moscow next week. More from townhall.com.
Just how good is Pure Talk's current deal for unlimited wireless? Well, you might say it's the deal of your lifetime. Because right now, for just $29.95 a month, Pure Talk is offering unlimited talk, text, and data for life. Not your phone's life, your life. This is Pure Talk's top-tier plan. It comes with a crazy fast 5G network along with a 30-gig hotspot. And at just $29.95 a month, there has never been a better opportunity to lock in a ridiculously low rate for as long as you live. And save thousands and thousands of dollars along the way. This plan is normally $65 a month, but if you switch today, you will save over 50% every single month for the rest of your life. See what I mean? It really is the deal of your lifetime. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe. Offer ends 12/7. Some restrictions apply. Details at puretalk.com.
This hour of News Talk STL is brought to you by Stifel, serving investors for over 130 years. Contact your Stifel financial advisor at stifel.com. That's STIFEL.com.
Dr. Draghi and his team at Esquire Sports Medicine get pros back on the field, so they can certainly help you. You need an MRI, X-ray, CAT scan, pre- or post-surgery treatment, rehab. The chiropractic physicians at Esquire can help you or connect you to experts you need. And I know you're hurting right now. You don't want to wait. Esquire sees new patients often within 24 hours. EsquireSportsMedicine.com.
Concerned about the condition of your windows driving up your energy bills? I was too. It's only called STL Windows and Doors. Their Provia windows combine old world craftsmanship the professional way, the Provia way, with over 65 years of combined experience, locally owned, offering competitive pricing and personalized service that the big box companies can't match. Call today for your free in-home estimate and start saving tomorrow. 314-277-5952 or STLWindowsandDoors.com.
Why leave your company's story to chance? In today's digital world, video content isn't just an option. It's essential for your success. At Blue Ocean Media Group, we've spent decades crafting compelling visual stories for businesses just like yours. From concept to completion, our award-winning team transforms your vision into powerful video content that connects with your audience and drives results. Don't trust your brand to amateurs. Partner with Blue Ocean Media Group. Visit blueoceanmediagroup.com today, and let's bring your story to life.
Hey, Columbo here for Rockwood Charcoal. Rockwood is made from 100% pure Missouri oak and hickory, so you're cooking with the best and supporting local industry and a local business all at once. There's over 100 area Rockwood retailers. Find yours at rockwoodcharcoal.com.
This hour, the Vic Porcelli Show, brought to you by the Trolley Stop Bakery, the official bakery of the Vic Porcelli Show. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show.
A 3-hour tour, a 3-hour tour. The weather started getting rough.
We squeeze in a dry hump day under partly sunny skies.
From New Jersey to Baldwin, Missouri, two behind the microphone, taking the whoosh to the radical left and the putrid swamp. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show. Here he is, Vic Porcelli.
All right. Thank you very much. Hour number 3. Hey, Ken.
Yeah, Vic.
We just get through this hour, and we got 4 days off.
A couple days off, yeah.
Thanksgiving tomorrow. We want you to have a great Thanksgiving. Ken and I cannot thank you enough for being the audience that you are. I mean, let's thank them again, Ken, for all the wreaths that were purchased.
Yeah, thank you so much for getting involved and being a part of that. I mean, it's important.
You know what? We could cross out the name of the show and the station and put listeners of the show.
Yeah.
Because they're the ones who did it.
Yep.
And they're the ones in recognition of outstanding efforts in helping to further the mission. Remember, honor, teach. Your hard work and dedication to the program are greatly appreciated. And I think that goes out to everybody who bought a wreath just because they listened to the show.
Could we put Vic heads?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I like that.
I don't think anybody would mind that. Ken, I'm sorry. I don't want this. I don't even want to smell it.
No.
Can you just put it somewhere else?
Here.
I just don't want it. I'm sure it's great. I don't want it. Yeah, put it over there. I don't even want to smell it. Okay. So it's Wednesday. Time for Vic for Vets. It's not going to be easy today, I want you to know. And this hit me out of left field. I got to the station. I came in the studio after Tim Jones did a great job on the morning show. And I opened up all the stuff we use for the show, Ken, right?
And I'm over here preoccupied with knowing everybody knows not to talk to me for the first 5 minutes of the before the show.
He's a great big bitch in the morning. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Yeah.
But then I hear out of nowhere, Vic's like, what in the world? And of course, it drew my attention because I was concerned.
It was crazy. So I walk in, and I what I do is I open up all the tabs real quick. So I need my email. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. My email, of course, Rumble. So you guys, so we can see you guys on the Rumble chat. Facebook, and I was going to go to the Facebook chat, but I got distracted. I'll tell you about that in a second. Fox News, Red State, and X. Those are the 5 tabs that I usually have up all the time, and I'll open up some more if anything warrants it. So I went back to check my email. Nope. Nobody loves me. Nothing there. Nope. No love in the email. Check the Rumble. Made sure the right video stream was up. And then I hit Facebook. And then that's when I was like, oh my God. I have a cousin whose name is Richie Falsitano, married to the lovely Lillian Greco Falsitano. Richie's sister is Mary Beth, whose name is now Loman. And also he tagged my cousin Barbara and my cousin Terry and my cousin Paul. The picture, because Ken, you open up Facebook, the last thing you think you're going to see is a picture of your late dad.
Right.
And that's the first thing I saw. I was like, what in the hell? So my hometown of Bloomfield, New Jersey, Manchester does this from Baxter Road.
I love it.
Baxter Road to 141. All the lampposts have guys who served who are from Manchester.
Yeah.
I just love it. Absolutely love it. And now my hometown of Bloomfield is doing the same thing. Every lamppost on Broad Street in Bloomfield has another veteran from Bloomfield. And the picture is of a flag that's on this lamppost. Bloomfield hometown heroes. Victor Porcelli, my dad.
Sergeant, World War II, Army, 1944 to 1946. Our community honors your service with lasting gratitude. I think that's amazing. And you could tell that it was such a shock to you the way you... Vic, I was just concerned because I thought something was wrong the way you responded real quick. That's pretty awesome, man.
It's crazy.
That's pretty cool. But this guy looks like a badass. In fact, I had a comment down below. Just badass. That's all I can comment. This is badass. That's what I put.
If you think you're a badass, Look at guys like that.
Oh my God, Vic.
Vietnam veteran, same thing.
Same thing, man.
So, 1944 was the year of D-Day. June of 44 is when they stormed the beach at Normandy, Omaha Beach. And my dad drove a tank. I can't do this. I can't do it.
Your dad was one of the special people from the
Tank Battalion.
Yeah.
Tank Battalion.
Tank Battalion. And they actually anticipated death. This is the golden age of the people in this country. You know, we talk about different generations. They were the golden generation. And because they had nothing to lose, they felt if they didn't do what they did, there was nothing else that was even more important, even their families. They did it. They got on the beach, and your dad was one of them, Vic.
44 to 46. By 46, all the concentration camps were liberated, and he had something to do with that, too.
And he was a part of the reason why we don't have a Nazi Germany America right now.
Watch The Man in the High Castle.
Yeah.
And see what life could be if our brave heroes in World War II didn't do what they did.
And this is also a message to the young people. If there's anybody listening out there right now that just doesn't understand it, read, look, learn history. That you're going to need to learn history because it's people like this. It's people like this generation that saved our lives. A lot of you might not even be here right now if it weren't for them.
Vic Vets couldn't do it without the support of Alamo, Military Collectibles, and Monocle's Pizza.
Yeah, and thank you guys for supporting that.
Thanks for everything. You guys are the best, okay?
Pretty cool your dad's up there on that sign, Vic. Sorry, just got to tell you, man, it's pretty cool. That sign is really cool looking. And I mean, just sitting there, look at the look on his face. He's like, yeah, you don't want to mess with me.
You don't smile in your uniform picture, you know?
Right.
I put that very picture up on my Facebook, either for his birthday or Veterans
Day.
Stuff like that.
It's good stuff, man.
You know, I've always wanted to do it. I never did it. And I don't know if I want to do it. Because, you know, you can take a photo now and make it come up.
Yeah, I have photos like that I want to do it too, but it's like, I don't know.
I don't know if I can handle it.
I don't know. It's tough.
So thank you to my hometown, Bluefield, New Jersey, for honoring Dad, Victor Porcelli, Staff Sergeant, World War II, Army, 1944 to 1946. Our community honors your service with lasting gratitude.
Pretty awesome.
Bloomfield, New Jersey, where there's about 5% of the population not Italian. At least when I grew up there. Everybody else was Italian. And, you know, I've learned since I've lived here in St. Louis for 32 years that most Italians, a super majority of Italians here in St. Louis are from Sicily. They're Sicilian. And in New Jersey, Bloomfield, at least where I live, Belleville, Nutley, that whole area, all the Italians were from Naples or Calabria. So you're either Napoletan or you're a Calabrese, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I say, and it's true, that if you live in New Jersey, at least at that time, and you wanted to go out with a girl that was Italian. So let me put myself into the situation. The girl was Gina Rosamilia, girl I dated in high school, and her father, Arthur, sat down with him and asked him, you know, I mean, he asked me the question, you knew it was coming, what part of Italy is your family from? And I said, well, we're Napoletan. He goes, oh, whew, so are we. You know, we're both Napoletan. So here's the crazy part.
So was that a deal breaker?
Absolutely.
You know, it's interesting because I dated a girl who's Jewish, and her father dismissed me.
Because you were Jewish?
And he was really a kind man. He was a totally nice guy. He said, well, you know, she's just having fun right now. One of these days she's going to get serious. And
with the Italians, it's conflicts that go through centuries, you know.
Yeah.
The Calabrese never got along with the Napoleons. So, craziest thing. As I'm getting to know him and he's getting to learn me, he asked me about some of my family, right? And I said, well, my father had two sisters, Doris and Fran. Aunt Doris, well, Aunt Fran married Dan Miola, and Doris married James Falsitano. So he stops and he goes, Falsitano, I know that name. There was a kid he hung out with when he was little. His nickname was Jamaica because they went to the movies, and there was a movie called Jamaica that he saw at time, like he stayed in the theater and watched it over and over again. So they called him Jamaica. And I said, I don't know. I never heard that story before. And he goes, his mother and father were deaf mutes. And I said, yeah, my Uncle Jimmy's mother and father were deaf. And
were they related?
No, but that's Arthur hung out with my Uncle Jim, my Uncle Jimmy as kids.
I got you.
In Newark's First Ward. That is Richard Falsitano's dad that put this picture of my dad up on Facebook.
Oh, that's pretty wild.
Yeah.
I would be worried that I'd be related to somebody I'd want to date.
Well, yeah. And then it's funny enough, there are some Rosamelias in my family too. I mean, we dated for 3 years and whatever. But so as we have already passed Veterans Day and coming up on Thanksgiving tomorrow, I think giving thanks to anyone who served this country at any time is appropriate.
Yeah. And I think it's important. I think it's important to these. Okay, you see, I just use a grocery store because that's the only place that I really do a lot of stuff with like this. But I always see men with Vietnam veteran hats on, or I've actually seen a Korean War veteran hat a couple times. They're wearing that for a reason. Their pride is there. You know, that's where they have invested so much time in their lives there. Okay, you want to acknowledge that. I mean, they're not going to say to you, don't be afraid, because they're not going to say, I'm sorry, I really don't want to talk about it. If they're wearing the hat especially, they want you to acknowledge that.
I've heard stories of it's also so they can find each other.
I heard that too.
In public.
Yeah.
You know, Vietnam veterans hat, Korean hat. You don't see many World War II hats anymore, unfortunately. But those guys, you know, like my dad, won the big one. They called it the big war, my friend, World War II.
Right.
But you know, any war, and even not a war, just serving the country. I appreciate people who just made it through boot camp, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
I couldn't even do that, Ken. I couldn't do it.
When my brother came home, I've said this before, we were, you know, the band was in doing pretty well. And my brother's like,
Ken was a rock star, by the way. Just let me throw that in. Okay.
Well, but my brother, he came home from boot camp, but we were so proud of him.
Yeah.
You know, and the first night he came home, we were like, we're going to get you up on stage.
Yeah.
We're going to do it up. He's like,
no. He said no?
No.
Wow.
So we didn't, you know, but he was almost like, you see him standing there and we're trying to have fun with him and everything. He's just like, he's just had to get acclimated back to civilian life because they put them through such training, Vic, that they have to. It's a part of being a killing machine, right? So fast forward a few months, and he got up on stage with us at a big club in Arnold called Secrets at the time. A lot of people that live there right now know exactly what I'm talking about. And it held like 1,200 people. Well, it was a packed house one night, and we got him up on stage. He's singing with us, having a great time. That's where he met his wife of now 38 years.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Fantastic. You know, another reason why the military wasn't for me, because when we make a military fighting force, we want the best fighting force, the bravest, the most courageous. I'm not that. That's why I'm not brave. I'm not courageous. I'll be the first to admit it, you know?
Well, whatever you are from, because you don't have to be, Vic. There was a different time then, and I believe that we all would have risen to the occasion if need be.
To be that far away from home, Ken. That picture, by the way, I'm going to put this picture up. We're going to put the picture up on the NewstalkSTL website so you can get a look at my dad and this thing. But this so many miles away, thousands and thousands of miles away from family and friends and home and food.
Well, they back then knew that there was a mission that they had to save the world. I mean, that wasn't rhetoric. That was real. They were in the people in the United States knew. You had people working if they weren't at war. They were being a part of the war movement.
Rosie the Riveters.
Yeah, because they knew that if they failed, it's over. It's over for the whole world. He was that bad of a person, and the Nazis were horrible. Mussolini and
Hitler.
Yeah.
I invite you to watch the show. It's a long show. It's six seasons. The Man in the High Castle. I'm pretty sure that's the name of it. So the premise behind it, I'm not giving away any secrets if I tell you that the premise behind the show is that America did not win World War II, and the Germans now rule the East Coast, and the Japanese rule the West Coast, and the Americans are the scum.
Oh yeah,
So watch it and understand what Ken's talking about saving the world. It wasn't just a phrase; it was a real thing.
Yep.
All right, who's this?
Dave.
Hi, Dave.
Hey, how are you? I do from history remember when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor.
Germans? He's on a roll.
He's on a roll.
Yeah, I'm on a roll. Hey, Vic.
Yes, Blatarsky.
I'm
Fat, drunk, and
I'm-
stupid
I'm
is no way to go through life, son. Go ahead.
No, it's fat, drunk, stupid, and high. Vic, like you, when I talk about my grandpa, it depends on my frame of mind. I can't hold it together, so I understand. I didn't realize what a hero my grandfather was, as you can hear me choking up now.
Yep.
So after he died, and he told me he was in Guadalcanal. Well, stupid me. Okay, where the hell's Guadalcanal? So whenever he took that luxury liner over to Guadalcanal, which was, not too far from Australia in 1944, or probably 1942, again, though that generation, those people, the Depression kids, whatever you want to call them, we all need a pill of whatever they had, because I'll just use me. I will never, ever measure up to my grandfather. Never. I could live 1,000 years, and just by his service, he's passed me up.
Well, Dave, they say that bad times breed strong men, and if you'll remember, the Depression was right before World War II, and they were ready. No matter what, that generation was ready for whatever was going to come up, and just so happened Hitler came around.
Yeah. And those guys in the Pacific Theater, they were already at it for 3 years before D-Day. you know?
Right.
All right, Dave, thank you so much, man. Thank you, Grandpa, I'm saying you, thanks to the Grandpa for being here.
I know what you mean. Hey, guys, have a happy Thanksgiving. Vic, put your big boy pants on like me and Kenny are going to do.
You got it. Thanks, Dave.
Love
Hey,
you guys.
happy
Have a great
Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family, Dave.
Thanks, Vic. Or Kenny.
See you, brother.
See you guys. Bye.
What do you mean by that? My big boy.
Oh, he's just giving you trouble.
It's not easy, man. It's not easy. This is Queen, right?
Uh-huh.
All right, we'll be right back.
I was told a million times all the troubles in my way. Might you grow a little wiser, a little better every day. But if I crossed a million rivers and I rode a million miles, then I'd still be where I started, bread and butter for a smile.
Watch us on our live stream using Rumble, Facebook, and Twitter.
But I never saw my face in any window any day. Now they say your folks are telling you, be a superstar. And I tell you, just be satisfied.
Vic and Ken.
We are the wild and crazy guys.
The Vic Porcelli Show on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL.
Woosh, woosh.
News, analysis, opinion.
It almost seems common sense, but, alas, common sense isn't so common these days.
News Talk STL.
License number E2014A.
Hey, it's good to see you.
Dad, that's what Grandpa Rip always said.
That's right. 50 years ago, Grandpa started Grasser, and whenever a customer called, he'd smile and say, "Hey, it's good to see you."
Hey, it's good to see you.
It was his way of treating people like neighbors, not numbers. That's why we still say it today.
Green is always Grasser at GrasserHomeservices.com.
Hey, it's good to see you.
JC's Wayback Machine.
Well, we had a little technical problem last weekend and didn't get a new show on, but that's all fixed now. So this Saturday night, you'll get the Thanksgiving show complete with Steve Martin talking about the great John Candy and the making of planes, trains, and automobiles, plus Arlo and a bunch of great music that doesn't get played on the radio anymore. Brought to you by the Weber Automotive Group.
It's JC's Wayback Machine. Every Saturday night, 6 to 9. On News Talk STL.
Want to hear the best kept secret in St. Louis? Staff's Pizza. We're not afraid to compare squares. According to our customers, we have the best St. Louis style pizza anywhere, and we can't disagree. Dine in, pick up, or delivery in St. Peters, St. Charles, Lake St. Louis on Fort Trail, and the original Stefanina's in O'Fallon on Veterans Memorial Parkway. Check us out at steffspizza.com. Steff's Pizza. We're not afraid to compare squares.
If you have a phone, you have a radio.
I listen to News Talk STL on the app driving to work.
Download the News Talk STL app.
You got to get the News Talk STL app.
Love the app. Can listen anywhere in St. Louis.
And listen anytime. News Talk STL right on my phone. Anywhere. Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019.
Woosh, woosh.
You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show.
Correct!
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
Handsome Thanksgiving turkeys, and this is their lucky day. This is a lucky day for them. But before going any further, I want to make an important announcement, because you remember last year, after a thorough and very rigorous investigation by Pam Bondi and all of the people at Department of Justice, the FBI, the CIA, into a terrible situation caused by a man named Sleepy Joe Biden. He used an auto pen last year for the turkey's pardon. So I have the official duty to determine, and I have determined that last year's turkey pardons are totally invalid. As are the pardons of about every other person that was pardoned other than Where's Hunter? But they're hereby null and void. The turkeys known as Peach and Blossom last year have been located, and they were on their way to be processed. In other words, to be killed. But I have stopped that journey, and I am officially pardoning them, and they will not be served for Thanksgiving dinner.
So funny. President Trump at the annual. That's been going on for about 78 years, I think. A lot of years.
Long time, yeah.
Pardoning the turkeys, and they were the biggest turkeys to ever be pardoned by a president. They were 50 pounds each. And when we don't get things right, Ken, I like to apologize and make sure that we get the right information out. We don't want to be giving out misinformation or disinformation. Right. So yesterday I said that the turkeys' names were Gobble and Wobble. Mm-hmm. That's wrong. It was Gobble and Waddle.
How dare you?
D's. Yeah, well, disinformation.
Yeah.
He also said, President Trump also said he actually never said his name, but he was referring to J.B. Pritzker and his little weight problem. And he said, well, I could use a few pounds, lose a few pounds. Not on Thanksgiving, though. I'm going to eat turkey. But it's not going to be him. He pointed to the turkey. And then they brought the turkey all around the White House. They brought it into the press briefing room. And Caroline Leavitt says, give us a gobble. And he does. The turkey goes, whatever they do.
Yeah, right.
50-pound turkey, Ken.
Yeah, her son was there, and then she put him down, and there was a they've got to say something. They always have to say something. So online, I'm looking at this, I'm thinking, oh, cute video that, and I get it. There are always there's always dangers involved. See, with the left, it's always dangerous. Whenever anybody on the right does anything, it's dangerous. So she lets her son down, and he's by the turkey. Well, the turkey's docile. The turkey's not in attack mode or anything. The turkey's like, oh, hey, what's up, dude? She's like, yeah. I raised turkeys all my whole life, and I've seen many kids get hurt by turkeys. So look what she's doing to her own son.
Who said that?
Somebody online.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, shut up.
Right. If everybody was a wimp like you, then the country would be in worse shape than it's in.
The whole point, you can always read through and find the real reason why they're even posting it. It's TDS driven,
of course,
and they didn't want they just wanted to give a slam at anything that the Trump administration was doing.
I think it's also the addiction to have likes and clicks and things,
Sure.
Like the ones that kill me is name me a word that starts with a T and ends with an M. I bet you can't. There aren't any.
Right.
And it's just to get, because there's 1,000 words that
there are,
but it's just to get clicks. And even if you say, "Are you an idiot?" Guess what? That's a click. That's a response that helps out their algorithm.
Yeah, and I don't respond to any of those. You get a lot of those yes or no questions, or which one do you prefer? I don't care about that. I don't really need to respond to those. I like to respond to the controversial ones that they're being completely stupid on, and I'll just respond. And then of course I get slapped around a little bit, but it's fun.
It is fun. I was going to say something about that. Now that thought is gone, Ken. Kiss it goodbye.
Bye.
So there's rumors that President Trump is losing influence in the Republican Party. They said this many times before, of course, and it wasn't true then. It's not true now. To explain it a little bit more eloquently, Victor Davis Hanson.
They said that for 3 months, 4 months, 5 months after January 6th, he was all through. He was all washed up. And then they didn't even have a serious primary. No one even got near him. And the main candidates withdrew very quickly. It's the same thing. And they can't decide whether they want to run against Trump or that he's not going to be there. But whatever it is, he dominates the party. He's like a colossus that just strides over the party and the country. And they know that. And they've tried everything. They've tried to raid his house. They deballoted him. They had 5 lawfare cases, 91 charges, indictments. And he's kind of anything that doesn't destroy him makes him stronger. And so he's going to have a booming economy next spring when all this foreign investment, this more energy development, more tax reduction, deregulation. It's going to be a good year. And I think everybody knows it. And I think the left, they're reduced to nothing. And they're cutting these videos that are calling for military insubordination, and it's violating a lot of the elements of the Uniform Code of Military Justice, Article 88, Article 90, Article 92. And they're so desperate, but there's no defection. I think he's stronger than he ever was.
Sorry, I turned that off. I think he's right. I think Trump is stronger with the Republican Party than he ever was. Because MSNBC and what are they now? I'm sorry, not MSNBC.
Well, I don't care.
Okay.
It's MSDNC, actually. They changed the name. They said, okay, let's just go with it, MSDNC.
That's not true, but we don't care.
Yeah.
That, CNN, all the major networks, they'll show you approval polls, and Donald Trump is down to 38%. Terrible numbers. Yeah. But they don't show you numbers of just Republicans. And if they show you numbers of people that were polled that were just Republicans, Donald Trump is like 80-90% approval. So don't tell me what's what.
No, and they do this every time. Remember, any type of stain that they try to put on President Trump, it's always followed by a poll. Think about that.
Yeah.
When he was indicted, polls came out. When whatever it was, there were so many different things that happened to him. You just heard Victor Davis Hanson talk about all the things that they tried to do to him, Vic. And that's why I say this whole thing with the uniparty, trying to make America first and America only, separating it from MAGA, it's not going to work because these people are not MAGA. They never were.
Nope.
They are the ones that are trying to separate MAGA. And they're actually online on social media saying, no, MAGA's gone. There's a new thing now.
MAGA's gone.
Right. There's a new thing now. It's called America First. And it's no, MAGA is MAGA. It's Make America Great Again. It's the movement that has never done anything. It's never wavered. And within MAGA, there's America First.
Right, exactly. I was
Within
just going to say that. You said it. I was going to say MAGA is a superset and America First is a subset.
Exactly.
Of.
And then there are some in MAGA that believe in America only. They just, that's the way they feel. And that's fine. I don't agree with that, but that's okay.
The older we get, Ken, you and me, the more we learn. But I still, no matter how old I get, how much I research, how much I do a show about politics, I will never understand why we send money to countries that hate us.
I can't understand why we send countries money anyway. I mean, I'm not America only, and if there's a relationship thing where we do reciprocating deals, that's fine. I'm all about that. But don't just hand. We used to, you know what? Barack Obama handed a pallet full of millions and billions of dollars. $480 million was just slapped right in the lap of Iran when Obama was on his way out.
And we had to take care of that by bombing their nuclear facilities, which, by the way, costs money. So both ways, we're wasting money on it. Not wasting money on when we're bombing their nuclear stuff, but certainly just giving them pallets of money. Who does that? Who gives Iran, who held our people for 444 days back in 1970? Who gives that country money?
And not only that, but we had their accounts frozen, and Joe Biden, it's hard to do because Joe Biden was not responsible for any of this stuff. His people that controlled everything.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah,
Barack
go ahead,
Obama.
continue.
Barack Obama made all the decisions. Now Biden was very guilty about certain things. Okay, but I don't think he was very familiar with all the different holdings and all that.
That's his fault, then. It's
totally his fault. But I don't think he was responsible. I think the people behind the scenes said, "Hey, Joe, we need to do this." And $6 billion were released from frozen accounts for Iran.
He's the commander in chief. The buck stops there.
It does.
And that's
Vic.
it. I don't care how stupid he was. I don't care how senile he was.
Right.
How demented he was. If that's all the case, all those things I just said, then somebody should go and say, you know what? He is not fit to serve. Let's do something else. And that's what they did, honestly. They put Kamala in.
Totally agree with that, yeah.
All right, let's get out of here. When we get back, we'll do the chat box. Ken?
Yeah, Vic.
Your ingredients are Simon and Theodore. What's the missing ingredient?
Alan?
Alvin! Chat box is
Alvin!
on News Talk STL. Oh, God.
Vic and Ken.
Here's $40 if you leave right now.
No, I stay.
The Vic Porcelli Show on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL. Tim Jones and Chris Arps in the afternoon.
Attorney General Bondi says she's going to appeal the Comey and Letitia James cases. We'll ask legal eagle Zach Smith about the efficacy of that at 4:20.
Tim Jones and Chris Arps. Weekdays at 4 on News Talk STL.
From Michael Jackson's game-changing spectacle in '93 to Prince's iconic Purple Rain performance, the Super Bowl halftime stage has hosted some of the most legendary acts in entertainment history. But this year, something truly out of this world is hopping into the big game. Get ready, sports fans, because Super Bowl 60 is about to get loony. This year's halftime show will feature none other than Warner Brothers' legendary trickster himself, Bugs Bunny.
What's up, Doc?
That's right, the world's most famous rabbit is taking center stage for an unforgettable performance filled with music and dance. Expect amazing classics like
Someone's rocking my dreamboat. Someone's invading my dreams.
Super Bowl 60. Grab your popcorn and your carrots.
Hey, it's Susie Moore. If new flooring makes you think hassle, think again, because Michael's Flooring is changing the game. For over 30 years, Michael's has been locally owned and trusted for quality, variety, and amazing service. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, laminate, luxury vinyl, or ceramic tile, their expert team makes installing new floors exciting, not stressful. That's why customers keep coming back. Visit Michael's Flooring at St. Peter's, Starting Prairie, Creve Coeur, or online at igotfloored.com. That's igotfloored.com.
Tim Jones and Chris Arps in the afternoon.
Johnny Tobacco, he's host of Wise Guys on Newsmax. The polls are saying that Kami Mandami is going to be the next mayor of New York.
Well, you know, Chris, I don't know what they say out in St. Louis about polls, but here in New York, we say polls are good in two places, strip clubs and firehouses. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Tim Jones and Chris Arps, weekdays at 4 on News Talk STL.
If you're considering an annuity as part of your retirement plan, we need to talk. Hi, I'm Bob Stockdale, Senior Vice President Investments with the ClearPath Wealth Management Group at Stifel and host of On the Money Saturday mornings at 9 on News Talk STL 1019. Annuities can be a useful tool for some retirement investors, but not all annuities are created equal. Every week, we meet clients who own complex annuities that don't suit their needs and, in some cases, actively undermine their retirement plan. Before you purchase an annuity, get a second opinion from the ClearPath Wealth Management Group at Stifel. Requesting a consultation is free of charge. To request a free consultation, contact us at clearpathinvesting.com. That's clearpathinvesting.com, or call us at 636-695-2650. That's clearpathinvesting.com or 636-695-2650. Stifel Nicholas and Company Incorporated, member NYSE and SIPC.
Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. You're listening to the Missouri Broadcasters Association Air Talent of the Year. This is the Vic Porcelli Show.
That's why we got it, because of you, Kenny.
It's all you, Vic.
All right. Chatbox Music Maestro. Let's do it.
See, that's why we get the figure. I'm not ready.
I take back everything I said.
I know.
There we go. All right. Facebook first. Amy says, good morning, Vic Head Patriots. Thank you, Amy. Amy's been here from the very beginning of the show, by the way.
Thank you, Amy.
Scotty Downey, of course, our favorite Navy chief. Happy Thanksgiving Eve. Jensen, fellow Vic Heads, have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Navy Chief.
Thank you, Navy Chief. I love that. GMFFVH, that means good morning, freedom fighting Vic Heads. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. Ken, did you get the whoosh, whoosh?
Whoosh, whoosh.
I hope everyone has a blessed Thanksgiving. Enjoy your family and be safe when traveling. You traveling?
No, but we have a lot of people coming in. Be safe. Be safe, everybody.
Good morning, fam bam. Hi, Kathleen. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. I'm so grateful for all of you. Well, you know what? We're grateful for you right back. She also said whoosh, whoosh. I'll take care of her, would you?
Whoosh. Whoosh.
What are you doing?
It's not me.
You're teasing us.
I know.
How is Newscom going tonight? Conferences representing the U.S. and signing agreements. Going.
It makes me angry, just the idea that he can go somewhere and act like he's the leader of the free world.
Well, you know what, Ken? You're right. That's what he's doing. He's playing make-believe.
Right.
He's make-believe president of the United States.
He's trying to set himself up to be international.
God, he is the worst. Good morning,
How
freedom.
dare you?
Good morning, freedom fighters. Thank you, Tom. We don't need no stinking rebates. We don't want to be taxed in the first place.
Right.
Stop taxing people out of their houses and homes. Stuff the rebates in a sack and burn it.
I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right about that.
Stop taxing people on their homes. For God's sakes, let's just make it fair. Karen Burbick? You familiar with Karen?
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing? It drives me crazy when people call President Trump Mr. Trump. I hate that.
Yeah, it aggravates me.
He is President Trump.
Well, I actually, there's a part of me that likes when people say Trump, because that's like he has his own. It's such a big name that people, I don't think, use it as an offensive thing. I think they just use it as like Trump.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but I like to say President Trump while he's president.
That's right. Bet your ass. Thanks, Karen. Happy Thanksgiving to Vic and Ken. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Queen, keep yourself alive. You bet. And when Hitler came around, the government run public schools started the pseudo-psychology to divide the Hitler youth from their parents so that they would be more apt to listen to their government run public school instead of their parents. And that's a nation divided, and that's what the Nazis were.
And we talk about indoctrination of the education system here in the public schools now, but that's what they did back then. They would actually, the kids, and I read about this, the German children were being taught that Jews are bad, and while there were Jews sitting in the room with them.
Watch Man in the High Castle. That's addressed to through a child's eyes.
Oh, okay.
Our friend Paul from the AmVets. Have a great Thanksgiving. My brothers Vic and Ken, and a huge shout out to all the Vic heads. Give thanks. We have these two Patriot. He's talking about us. Two Patriots charging up the hill. He's talking about us.
Oh, I hope so.
Oh man, thanks, Paul.
Thanks, Paul. Look at the picture on the chat box.
What is it?
Well, we're dressed like we would have if we were in the movie Patriot, the cartoon of us.
Oh yes, I'm sorry, Ken. There's Vic and Ken in the Revolutionary War
that Senator Shore made.
Man, we're old, aren't we? All right, over to the Rumble chat box we go. Good morning, Allison. Thank you so much. Wishing the Porcelli family, Williams family, and all Patriots a blessed Thanksgiving.
Thank you, Allison.
Vic for Vets. Thank you so much.
Good morning, St. Louis.
Ed is second, and he has. That's his concession speech right there. He's saying, on vacation starting today through the next week, popped in to post, then to listen as much as I can and post if I can. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. No fair elections.
No peace.
No fair tariffs.
No peace.
President never letting up on bringing peace to the world. Donald John Grover Cleveland Trump. Good morning, all you beautiful, mega, ultra-patriotic, deplorable, garbage-gene, degenerate, freedom-fighting, God-fearing, Vic-head weirdos. Whoosh, whoosh!
Whoosh,
Two of them.
whoosh.
Thank you. It's a dry hump Thanksgiving Eve day. And don't forget, would it kill you?
Would it? Would it? I mean, it's a good question here. Listen.
Hey, Vic Porcelli Show chat boxers. This is Ed Stoit. Just reminding you to hit the like button. Would it kill you? It is the union rules.
And he is your shop steward, so I would hit that. I would hit that like button before your dues go up. Keep apartments out of the Palisades. That's what their plan is, to put apartments for all those houses.
What Newsom wants to do is that's better control. When you can have a bunch of high-rise apartments instead of individual homes, you have more control over all that.
Obama wasn't born here. Meaning St. Louis? He wasn't born in St. Louis?
I don't think he was. I think you're right.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
Hey, guys, please stop calling the Democrat Party Democratic. They're not democratic.
They're not.
They are they're dictators.
You know what?
Son of a beast. Yeah.
That's so true. You know what? A long time ago, I decided that I would never call them the Democratic Party again, ever.
Who was he talking about?
Oh, I don't know, but it wasn't us. I say the Democrat Party.
We say Democrat Party, so we don't say something that'll get us thrown off the radio.
Yeah, that's one thing. But I also don't say Democratic Party. Democrat Party anymore. I say Democrat Socialist Party.
Yes. Tim's word of the day: cudgel. Did you write all those words down? He said today. Use some good words.
Gesticulation or something like that.
That sounds dirty.
It does.
You ought to live in Illinois and be taxed. Yeah, I get it, Ed. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
I remember when 101.1 was WMRY.
Yeah.
And
Rob Diliocco was the first person I heard on WMRY it was at a different location and everything, I remember. And I thought, man, I want to get into radio at some point like that.
Was it in Illinois?
Originally, I think it might have been.
Yeah. Sunny 101 might have been in Illinois.
Yeah, I think it was like Then
WMRY, then the Fox, then the River.
Oh, son of a gun. You thought I was going to say son of a bitch, didn't you?
What are you trying to say, Ken? What are you trying to say?
Nothing.
So I remember when 101.1 was MRY and had a Brit Les as a DJ.
Les Aaron.
Remember that? As much as I hated the point, I love this. It was more rock, less Aaron.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun, right?
I actually correspond with Les on Facebook still.
Tell him I said hello, would you?
Yep.
I'm serious.
He's like, how you doing, mate?
Hey, good to see you. I love that kid on that spot. Hey, good to see you. It was all newspapers when we were talking about Schmeling and Joe Louis and Schmeling.
Oh, yeah.
And other things from that era.
The cartoons, everything.
Right. It was all ball bearings these days. Pelosi needs to be strung up. I don't know what that is.
Shut up.
FJB's whole administration was a monkey trying to screw a football. Kelly needs to be court-martialed. What is it? Why don't you want it? Why don't you want to smell it? None of your business. I'm just not eating it. Whatever it is and was here, I'm not eating it, and I don't even want to smell it.
They heard you say it, though.
Well, I was on the air.
It was some kind of thing. That
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what it was. I didn't want it, and when I don't want it, I'm not eating it. My dad is a hero, too. Vic, happy Thanksgiving, sir. Thank you, Beansy. I appreciate you very much.
Because he's a mensch.
I remember secrets. Japanese were just as bad. The Japanese were very vile people.
Wait a minute, you missed one. They remember secrets.
What's that mean?
That's the club we played when my brother met his wife. Secrets in Arnold.
Oh, yeah.
It was actually one of the two biggest places to go to play in the region.
Ken was like a super rock star back in the day. Yes,
no,
you were. Yeah. Vic, I need your help. My husband wants me to make your favorite pasta dish. I have the olio, that's oil. I have the aglio, that's the garlic. Got the anchovies, that's the aliche. Well, anchovies is English. Parsley and pasta. First of all, Allison, you need the thickest possible pasta you can get, like bucatini is probably the best to do there. So you're boiling your water, right? This is the Vic cooking segment of the program. You boil your water. When it comes to a boil, you throw your bucatini in there. Meanwhile, over here, you got olive oil. You got your garlic in there. That's the aglio, the garlic. When it gets just a little bit brown, you throw in 2 full cans of King Oscar anchovies. Now, here's the thing that makes this dish delectable for everyone. A lot of people don't dig anchovies. You like anchovies?
Sometimes.
With this, you got to take your fork and just disintegrate those anchovies so you don't see them anymore. Just do it over and over again until they're gone. So then it's just the taste of anchovy, not necessarily the anchovies itself. Then you throw in the parsley, and then here's the key: you just let that get warm, and then once you have the bucatini macaroni in the pot already, and it's boiling, you take a ladle full of that water, the water that the macaroni is boiling in,
okay,
and put it in the aglio sauce.
And why is that?
And it just gives it a different kind of taste than just water from the faucet.
It sounds like tradition.
It is tradition.
That's all it is.
Everybody will tell you. What are you trying to say?
Oh, everybody will tell me.
If you go on
get
YouTube,
the ladle of water from the pot. You can't get it from the sink, because if you get it from the sink, it's destroyed, right?
Yes. You want to go over there? Go to YouTube. Look up aglio olio, and they'll all say take a ladle full of water from where the water's boiling and the pasta's boiling in the water.
Sounds like regulations to me.
It is regulation. It's all regulation. It's all ball bearings these days.
That's right.
So there you go, Allison. If you need any more, just give me a message and we'll get you going. My dad was a tank mechanic in the Army in the German winter, Vic.
Oh, man.
Which is why he convinced me to either enlist in the Air Force rather than be drafted in the early 70s. Hats off to yours and to you, 101. Appreciate you very much. Someone else saying, why don't you hit that like button?
Hit the old like button.
It's not going to kill you, promise. Watch somebody hit that like button.
It blows
die
up.
of a heart attack
Right.
or something. MSLSD. Is that the name of the MSNBC is now MSLSD? Is that what
Could
they
be. Yeah, could be. One of those.
I'd vote for Donald Trump again. So would I. He's nowhere near the monster the vile left made him out to be. They're real monsters. Absolutely. Don't believe any of that stuff. And what's really funny is Donald Trump behind the scenes hosting you for dinner is the funniest, nicest, warmest guy.
Yeah, I just saw the video of him and his grandson throwing a football at the White House. That was fun.
I love that.
Yeah.
Why do we send money to any country when we have veterans living in the street? Took my line there, Don.
Totally agree with that.
Asia. Nailed it. We should be thankful every day, not just on Thanksgiving. Vic and Ken are Minutemen. There we are, baby, right up there, Minutemen. It was Tim Jones that called the leftists the Democratic Party. I see.
Now I know this isn't what are you watching segment, but man, you go back if you've seen Patriot, you know what I'm talking about. See it again. I watched it and I was almost a little teary eyed.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
My God, yeah. For a thick pasta, what about pappardelle? I use bucatini. I guess that's okay too. What you said. Thank you, Vic. My husband will be happy. Pasta water has starch to hold it all together. So there you go, you Medigan. That's why you put the water from the boiling pasta into the.
You're mocking me, aren't you?
A little bit.
A little bit.
That's all. That's all I got.
That's it.
Back to the
This
missing.
is taking forever.
Back to the missing ingredient.
Yeah.
Your ingredients are. Get rid of that music. Thank you. Your ingredients are ASDFJKL. What is the missing ingredient?
JKL. Come on, people, help me.
Something you do every day, Ken.
ASDF.
Every single day.
L. FAFO?
No. Semicolon. That's the home keyboard. ASDFJKL semicolon on the keyboard.
Oh.
It's the first thing you learn when you take typing.
It is.
First thing.
ASD, yeah. And then you have the GH in the middle.
Sailor B. Oh my God. This is like Here Comes the Weekend and all that.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? Can I do one more?
Yeah, you can do one more.
Okay. Sailor Beware, Fixed Bayonets. Has anyone seen My Gal? Trouble Along the Way, East of Eden, and Little Giant.
Sounds like a movie set.
Rebel Without a Cause is the missing ingredient. Those are James Dean's movies.
Okay.
That was the missing ingredient. It's fun.
So what was it? His birthday on that date or something?
Yes, it was actually February 8th, 1931.
Well, I just want to say, Vic Porcelli,
Yes,
happy
sir.
Thanksgiving to
You
you,
too,
and
baby.
your family.
You too.
Everybody. And then to all the Vic heads, happy Thanksgiving.
Yep, man. I'm thankful for you, Kenny. I'm not just saying that to kiss
No,
your
I'm
ass.
thankful for you,
I
buddy.
think you're a very big part of my life. Thank you so much for having the record player on at night to listen to us this morning.
Make sure you have the record player on at night.
Happy Thanksgiving to all. Kenny and I will see you on Monday.
Woosh, woosh.
Someday I'll be able to forget my working day. Life will be grim because the ship is coming in. Everything will go my way and I won't have to say, here come the weekend. Here come the weekend. Here come the weekend. My working week's so tough, I think I've had enough until the weekend. Here come the weekend. Here come the weekend. Here come the weekend.
Tony Colombo here for Gutter Pros and Exteriors, your all-in-one service team that brings years of experience and quality that's affordable right to your doorstep. Christine and I discovered Gutter Pros and Exteriors when we bought our home and inherited a gutter problem. And they've also repaired siding damage on our home because along with gutter repair, gutter installation, and leaf protection, the Gutter Pros team are also the best for repairing other exterior damage, including fascia, soffit, and all siding repair and installation. Learn about all the ways Gutter Pros and Exteriors can help your home or business right now at gutterpros.com.
Hungry for the best steak you'll ever have? Head to the heart of Moscow Mills and discover Harry J's, a local landmark and family-owned steakhouse, serving up excellence since '98. From mouth-watering appetizers to decadent desserts, Harry J's has something for everyone. Enjoy our extensive bar selection while soaking in our friendly family atmosphere. Whether dine-in or carry-out, your meal is prepared to perfection. Make the drive to 300 Main Street and treat yourself to a taste of Moscow Mills' finest. Harry J's, more than a steakhouse. We're a tradition.
Is diabetes keeping you from enjoying life's special moments? At US Med, we understand the challenges you face, and we're here to help.
With US Med, I can finally manage my diabetes without it managing me.
US Med offers a wide range of services to simplify your diabetes care. Personalized care plans, convenient access to cutting-edge diabetes tech, and knowledgeable support. Plus, we'll check your insurance so your diabetes care may be covered at little or no cost to you.
With US Med, I feel confident and control of my diabetes. I can finally live my life to the fullest.
Don't let diabetes hold you back. Choose US Med and experience better birthdays, better adventures, better anniversaries, and better everything. Call now. US Med. Better service, better care. 800-515-2380. 800-515-2380. 800-515-2380. That's 800-515-2380.
KLGY HD3 Clayton, K270BW Bellefonte, KNBS Bowling Green. This is News Talk STL at 1019, 94.1, and always streaming at NewstalkSTL.com.
Breaking news at Town Hall. I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. President Trump is dispatching a special envoy to meet with Russian President Putin next week.
Steve Witkoff will travel to Moscow to discuss an updated peace plan to end the war in Ukraine. U.S. officials say the proposal has been fine-tuned after addressing concerns from Ukrainian officials. President Trump told reporters that Russia is making concessions after European allies said the plan favored Moscow. The president also said there's no deadline for an agreement after first demanding that Ukraine had until Thanksgiving to decide. Greg Clugston, Washington.
Georgia pulls a plug on President Trump's election interference case. The new prosecutor filed to dismiss every charge against the president and 14 others caught up in that same case. He cites legal hurdles and questions about presidential immunity. The original prosecutor in that case thrown off of the case because of corruption charges. 13 people have been killed